All right, let's start here we go. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Dibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. Welcome to TPL Live. I just ate like a handful of gummy bears. Don't do that when you're going live. Today is our Sixers versus Rockets watch party. The Sixers 18-10 host the Houston Rockets 11-16. We're going to be here with you all night long. Justin will not be joining us tonight. Instead, we've got my man Tiago. He at Tscabia on Twitter. He'll be here momentarily. So today we are going to be doing a watch party live, play-by-play. We'll be talking the entire game. We'll be doing a halftime entertainment called Name That Sixer, where I give you a Sixer. You tell me if it's right or not. Always fun. Always fun. We're going to be doing then a post-game show right when the clock hits 0. Before we get this rolling, man, make sure you follow us. Don't eat gummy bears right before you go live. Follow us on Twitter at The Painted Lines on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're now on Twitch. Go give us a follow on Twitch. You can check us out also at thepaintedlines.com. Tiago will be here soon, but he writes a ton of content over at thepaintedlines.com. You can go check that out there. We've got Dunder Dude showing up. What is going on, Dunder Dude? Dude, no Ben Simmons. Absolutely. Joel Embiid is in. Ben Simmons is out. We're going to be talking about it. Sour Patches Yams? No, man. Only the best. Only the best. I love me some gummy bears. It's my weakness. Guys, let us know in the comments section. What kind of candy is your weakness? I've got for me, it's gummy bears and gummy worms. Like those two, if that is in like anywhere within the proximity of myself, I'm going to eat the entire thing. That you named it, Yams. Sour Patch Kids. That's definitely top on the list. Sour Patch Kids kill me, man. I can eat those. It's insane. Thunder Dude says no COVID though. Home cooking plus Embiid spells win. I love it. And Peter Houses. What's going on, man? Thanks for watching us on Twitch. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about the main storyline of this game. And that's got to be the Sixers finishing the 4-game West Coast trip 1-3. Despite it was overall a frustrating game. The Sixers could have won that last game against the Jazz. Ben Simmons was terrific. Tobias Harris was terrific, combined for like 78 points together. They couldn't get the W without Joel Embiid. Sure enough, you would think the big three would be back tonight, but nope. We just found out that Ben Simmons is out. Yam says Reese's Cups. That is a great one, man. I love me some Reese's Cups. Thunder says should be a win as long as the bench can step up. Did we not talk about this during our post-game show versus the Utah Jazz? When you have guys like Seth Curry, Danny Green, and Furkan Korkmaz shooting, 2 of 10? That's it right there. That is absolutely it. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but the ball movement and the outside shooting from the perimeter just goes into the toilet every time. Like one or the other, Ben or Joel, don't play. It is extremely frustrating. I know, Pedro. It's crazy. Let's take a deep dive right now into the Sixers without Ben Simmons. You go back to 2017. He only missed one game in 2017. The Sixers actually won that game against Orlando. JJ Redick had 29 points. You go to 2018. He missed 3 games in 2018, Ben Simmons. The first game was an overtime loss at Detroit. The next game was a loss to Orlando. What else is new? Death taxes and losses in Orlando. And then the next game was a win over Chicago. So not bad. I mean, well, they were 1-2 in 2018. You look at 2019. He missed 4 games. Ben Simmons missed 4 games in 2019. Sixers lost to Denver. Then you got a win versus Charlotte. Then you got an overtime win at Brooklyn. And then you've got a win versus Atlanta. So, boom, 3-1 in 2019 without Ben Simmons. The Sixers were. And we're not going to talk about that Boston Celtics series because I think it's pretty much well said how much the Sixers missed Ben Simmons' defense in that playoff series. But then we get to 2021. And this has been a struggle. The Sixers are 0-3 so far this year without Ben Simmons. The games he's missed, it was the January 9th game versus Denver. The Sixers gave up 115 points. They lost by 12, albeit Embiid did not play that game. That was that COVID game where Tyrese Maxey had like 39 points. But January 11th versus Atlanta, the Sixers gave up 112 points. They lost by 18. Embiid had 24 and 11 in just 23 minutes in that game. And then you go to the most recent one, February 4th versus Portland. They gave up 121 points. They lost by 16. Embiid had 37 points in 34 minutes that game. So they're 0-3 in 2020, 2021. You go straight to that defensive rating for the Sixers in those 3 losses, defensive rating of 118. So it just goes to show you how important Ben Simmons' defense is to the success of this team. Yams, I hear you, bro. It is something that whether it's the Eagles, the Phillies bullpen, the Flyers this season, the Eagles, God, like the last 3 years of the Eagles, I don't understand. It is just like I'm not one for like superstitions and all that stuff, but you really have to wonder, like, did we make a deal with the devil in 2017 with the Philadelphia Eagles? I'm just saying, guys. Philly Boy says, don't panic. Sixers fans, reinforcements coming at the trade deadline. That would be terrific. Simmons, probably a rest game. Defense, let's get a win. Yam says, makes no sense. And Dunnerdude says, I think it's the flu. You can always trust the news. You can never trust Sixers medical staff. Thiago, what's up, dude?
There's one thing I'm 100% sure it's not the flu. If it's relying on the Sixers medical staff to post the right information, I would take the complete opposite betting line on that.
Yeah, right. All right, I was just talking about the Sixers without Ben Simmons. Like, it was well documented how they struggled against the Celtics in that first round. But in the regular season, the Sixers were 3-1 without Ben Simmons. You look at this year, they're now 0-3 with a defensive rating of 118. Any quick comments on why the Sixers can't win without Ben?
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. I do think one of the reasons why we are seeing, the Sixers struggle without Ben, first and foremost, is shot creation, right? So you're talking about 3-point volume. It really starts with Ben. Even though he doesn't really take them, he creates a ton of them. So, that plays a key role in how the Sixers score points, and especially in the half court and in transition. And I did think, like, if we go back to last year, so people don't want to hear the name Al Horford, which I understand. Like, Al Horford is not a light guy. He was terrible here. He got paid a lot of money. But it did give the Sixers depth that the Sixers don't have this year. So I think that, they struggle. And you see it primarily when Embiid sits now as well. The Sixers don't really have a backup that can eat up those minutes effectively. So thanks, Marty. Appreciate it, man. I think those are key factors. So it's going to be interesting to see how they create shots tonight, and most importantly, how they stay in front of John Wall, because John Wall, man, he's the beast.
Yeah, right. So, you wrote about John Wall, right, in one of your recent articles, man?
I did. So what I'm seeing from John Wall, which I think Matisse is probably going to draw the assignment tonight, it's a lot, man. Like, this guy looks healthy. And I'm not saying, he's by any means the perfect player. He's very inefficient a lot of times. He gets a little wild. But it's been tough to keep him from getting to the rim. And he's one of six guards to take over 6 shots inside the restricted area, which tells you the amount of volume that he how many times he gets to the rim. So it's going to be a challenge for Matisse tonight. I mean, I don't know what you think, Chris. Do you think Matisse can stay in front of him tonight? It's going to be a tough ask.
I mean, he's got to.
Yeah, man. So,
no Ben Simmons, so it's going to be a defense by committee today with John Wall, but you don't have a choice. This is it. When Ben Simmons is out, the defense goes out the window, man. Like, that's what they do is they rotate in the fourth quarter. Ben just goes ham, but now it's like no Ben Simmons. That backcourt defense, it's Matisse or death.
Man, they're gonna. I would see perhaps they play a little more zone than normal because Houston is not primarily a really good shooting team. So maybe zone up a little bit more. See how that works out in the beginning. But, yeah, I don't think they have the horse to stay in front of. And is Oladipo playing? I don't know. Is he on the –
let me look. I'll go on Twitter here. Can you go on Twitter?
Yeah, I'll check because that would also play into how they fare tonight. I know he was on the injury report.
Yeah, man. Make sure you go follow my man Tiago on Twitter at @tscabia. Marky Mark says, love your articles. ThePainterLines.com. Tiago writes a weekly article on the Sixers and really just general trends across the NBA and an NBA draft scouting report. I'm getting my feet wet with a lot of NFL draft scouting stuff right now, which is a blast, man. I love the draft. There's nothing better than the draft. Draft season, NBA, NFL, you name it. I just love it. Love it to death. Write an article about sexy pinstripes. Damn you, Thunder Dude. Damn you. Some people never forget. That no bang killed my vibe for this game. Yeah, dude, it was the same thing with the Jazz game. It was the same thing, bro. Like that game was so hype. I was so psyched all day for that game. Sure enough, like 30 minutes prior, Joel Embiid is out. Now we're here again. At least the Houston Rockets, man. Some of the worst efficiency in the NBA. So even without Ben Simmons, you would hope the Sixers can get the W here. But it's frustrating. It's so frustrating that we're going to be doing this game to game. So welcome to COVID. Welcome to 2020, 2021. It's the life of being a Sixers fan, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Give me a shout if you can, because my internet has been acting up the last couple of weeks. So if I start talking, you're like, I can't hear you, give me a shout out. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah. What's the best connection here? So I'm going to play around with it a little bit. But I think hopefully this works out here moving forward.
Ian asked if Swell falls to number 6. Would you take him? I would absolutely take him. We're getting some feedback, man.
Oh, really? Yeah, let me log out. I'm sorry, 1 second. I'll be right back.
So if he falls to the Eagles, it's an absolute no-brainer pick. You lock down your left tackle, franchise superstar left tackle for the next 10, 15 years. It's an automatic pick. You got to make that selection. That's how I am with Pitts, too. I know people get hung up. I'm actually writing a scouting report on Kyle Pitts right now. I'll have that out tomorrow. Work was just crazy today. But I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow. But that's how I am. Like, Kyle Pitts is not a pure tight end prospect. This guy can play wide receiver. This guy can play the X. He can play the slot. You can put him in the backfield. Nick Sirianni, you look at his offense. You look at how he loves to run bunch sets. You look at how he loves to find mismatches on offense. You look at how he just spreads the ball and attacks downfield. So Sirianni and Kyle Pitts makes a lot of sense, whether you like to admit it or not. And the Eagles love to throw you curveballs, and I'm just getting myself ready because Kyle Pitts, even though that position at tight end is not a position you normally invest in, unless, especially at number 6, he's not my number 1 target for the Eagles. I've got a bunch more. But if there's like a situation where the Eagles could possibly trade down, if Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, those guys aren't there, you could trade down to like 8-10, maybe a quarterback falls, and you can take a team for ransom and you get Kyle Pitts at like 9 or 10. I love it, man. That is a great situation. I just went on a little rant there while you were gone.
So you've done the homework, Chris. Do you take any of those quarterbacks outside of Lawrence?
No, I do not.
Really?
I do not. No, I take a quarterback in like the mid to late rounds, absolutely, because you need to bring in a quarterback because Nate Sudfeld, who knows what you got with that. Carson Wentz is absolutely gone. But I'm good with giving Jalen Hurts a tryout season and seeing what you got with that. You got to. You invested a second round pick. You have no other choice.
Right.
So you got to see what you got there. And it really is the goal, though, right? The goal for the Eagles, the priority for the Eagles has to be by 2023, you can hit the ground running with a franchise quarterback on a rookie deal, and you're out of salary cap hell. I think that is like a huge priority for the Eagles. That way you have a franchise quarterback on a cheap deal, and you can build then around your rookie quarter, or not rookie, but a franchise quarterback on a very small contract. So that's my initial thought.
So you don't see any franchise quarterback power in Justin Fields? Or you do see thinking, okay.
And I agree. We did a podcast on that. I do agree that, like, if you don't have a franchise quarterback, then what's the point? Like, at the end of the day, you got to have a franchise quarterback. So there is that. Like, I don't think it's this, like, closed book by any means. I do think it's on the table. But do I trust Howie to make the right decision? No. I do like Zach Wilson. I do like Justin Fields. I do like Deshaun Watson. So
it would be interesting if they do pass up on a franchise quarterback and then it doesn't pan out with Jalen Hurts. And then, like, what is the move after that, right? Because now do you have a chance to take another shot on the franchise quarterback? So it's tricky, man. I wouldn't want to be Roseman for a lot of reasons, but that's one of them.
Yeah. All right. Steven says, how much you want to bet the Rockets shoot the lights out from 3 and we can't buy 3? That's it, man. That's it. The Jazz shot, 50% from 3? No, 40%. But for a good chunk of the game, shooting well over 50. They just couldn't miss.
Yeah, and the Jazz the Jazz are a much better shooting team than the Rockets are. So I'm not saying that they won't, because it seems like every game there's somebody who goes off on the Sixers. And it could be like Ben McLemore decides to shoot the ball all of a sudden and it just doesn't go. Everything goes in. But like, you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, they miss Christian Wood big time, because Christian Wood can actually shoot those little pin pops. Man, DeMarcus just does not look like the same player. So we'll see. But
absolutely. Marky 215 says, if Danny Green chokes tonight, I'm done with him. I love it. I think he might. Dunady says, I wouldn't be done with him, but we might have to send him to the bench. We've got headband Embiid tonight. I have not seen that. That is awesome. Love to see it. No more quarterbacks. You have to see what Hurts is. Absolutely, fully agree with that. What's the story with Ben? What is going on with Ben, Tiago? Do we know?
You're asking me, Chris. they announced as a illness. I will bet my house that is not an illness. It's something else. What that is, I don't know. But I don't know what it is, to be honest. I mean, I don't mind it, man. It's the regular season. If he needs to rest, give him a rest. The guy's been playing unbelievable basketball, and he's been playing like a lot of minutes. He's been playing over like 35 minutes a night. So I don't think that's ideal for the Sixers in still the first half of the season.
No. So he's out with an illness. Yem says too many people have hate for him.
For Ben?
For Ben Simmons? Yeah, of course. Welcome to
man.
The media sucks. Not us, but the media sucks. I can't stand it, man. It's an absolute joke. He has like 42 points, and there's people with blue check making fun of him about how he defended or something in the freaking second quarter. Get a life, man. Like, people, it's so easy to have a narrative and like an opinion these days. It's bogus.
I mean, you said it, Chris. I mean, the name Ben Simmons is very polarizing, and it's a quick win for the media to get clicks, right? So if I throw Ben Simmons' name and a name jump shot in the same sentence, it's going to get people riled up one way or the other. So the media has figured out that Ben Simmons is polarizing, and it gives them, exposure. But, we as fans, we have to be, like we said in the podcast last game when people were complaining about his 42-point performance. And I'm like, if you're complaining for the guy after a 42-point performance, then your issue with Ben Simmons extends beyond basketball because he's playing like lights out. So you may have a problem with, his personality, who he's dating, whatever, which again, it's fine. Like there's no issues with that. But, let's be real when we criticize Ben Simmons. And there's real reasons to criticize him on the basketball court, but it's tough to start nitpicking on him. Recently he's been playing phenomenal basketball.
Marcus15 says it's about Danny Green. I believe I'm just tired about everything about his game: the defense, the shooting, the dumb passes. I don't like Green's performance either, but I wouldn't be surprised if he begins to click after the All-Star. Here's my thing about Danny Green. I don't hate Danny Green. Maybe I'm in the minority here. But my stance about Danny Green is this is not a guy that you should ever put on a pedestal expecting to have some sort of great offensive night to carry you without Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons, vice versa. So Danny Green is who he is. He's a 9 to 10 points a game. Hopefully you get 35 to 40% shooting from three and a couple steals here and there. He's a complimentary piece. And I think expectations are a little too high for Danny Green. Any comments?
Yeah. Do you see him getting better? Chris, do you see him getting better over the course of the year? Because I think he's pretty shot. And he was pretty bad with the Lakers last year. Obviously, when you have LeBron and AD, that gets, doesn't get amplified as much as in a team with the Sixers, where they actually kind of need you to defend a little bit more and do some of the, the other stuff on the court. But it's tough to look at him and see a guy who should be on the court more than 25 minutes a game. And he's playing well over 30 some nights. So, I don't mind Danny Green. I think Danny Green would be the ideal bench guy, right? So you're in a stretch run, you're in a playoff race, you're in the postseason. You bring Danny Green off the bench, that's a luxury. But how they go about that is going to be interesting because there are many guys short on the bench right now, and they need to address that for sure. But Danny Green is what he is at this point. I wouldn't expect him to start passing or dribbling in year whatever 12 is, whatever year.
That's what I mean by expectations. If the team is healthy and Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons are on the court and clicking, he's fine. I'm good with Danny Green. The problem is they haven't been healthy, and every time that they might be healthy, this bullshit happens. And now Ben has an illness. It's so frustrating. So I get the Danny Green thing. I'm not out on Danny Green, but by any means, if a deal comes around and he's a possible throw-in, let's go. Let's absolutely go. He's not a untouchable by any means.
He gives me JJ Redick vibes on defense. When JJ defended he had somewhere else to go, he had a dinner, so you don't want to get too sweaty. You're like, JJ, you gonna die for this ball? Nah, I'm good. So he gives me a little bit of that vibe, but he's not the shot maker JJ was. So JJ could actually not defend and then hit a clutch bucket on the other end. Then he will not defend and then just play the crap on the other end. So
you look at his offensive rating. This is since let's go from February because it's pretty bad. Offensive rating started really well, 144, then to 78, then to 123, 51, 96, 150, 67. That level of inconsistency is not what you want. Sixers fans are way too familiar with inconsistent players, and that's what we're doing.
He's shooting 36% from deep, right, which is around league average, but it's well below his career average of 39%. So he's been shooting below that number for a while now. He's not even close to the player we saw in Toronto. I mean, he had a big shooting year in Toronto. He shot 45% from deep in that championship run they had. He's not even close to that same player anymore. So, again, averaging 28 minutes a game. I'm looking at his stats right now. It's the highest he's ever played since the year 2014 with the Spurs, where he was 27 years old. So he's 33 now. He should not be playing 28 minutes a night.
I mean, the important piece about this is, who did you move to get Danny Green?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Let's big picture wise. Yeah. You got rid of Al Horford's massive elephant contract. Right. That's important. That's although that's long gone. It's time to move forward. Danny Green's not some amazing basketball player. You got rid of the worst contract in basketball for Danny Green. So
it's the price you pay for incompetency, right?
Exactly. So, this is on the Sixers, not Danny Green.
Right. They're gonna start here soon.
Yeah, yes. I've got the tip off here. They just started for me. Where's that for you?
Yeah, just right now. So we're a little bit in sync. You might be a little bit ahead of me.
I was ahead of Justin last night. He just returned to school, and I'm actually ahead of Justin now.
Really?
Yeah. By 20 seconds. We went through 25, 20-some games.
Wow.
You'd love to see that.
Yeah. That's when it's on, right?
We've got this comment.
Yeah.
Man, was that smooth or what?
Man, I'm going to pull up his mid-range jump shot stats here. He's shooting an absurd volume from mid-range. Oh, man. The Marcus hit his shot now. Guys, oh, man.
Where's Brock when you need him? We need Brock to join. He loves him. He loves some Boogie Cousins. That's literally his favorite player.
They're doing a lot of stuff with Seth Curry, so it seems like Seth is the one doing the ball handling here.
Nice little Joel Embiid reads the double team, dribbles out, but shot clock expires. Dibes, sorry. What are we sorry about? Dibes is getting fired up for a pregame. What's going on here? I missed the joke, I guess. I don't know what's happening. All right, guys. Make sure you go follow my man Tiago on Twitter at @tscabia. Check out his content at paintlines.com. So we're going to be in it. It's going to be hopefully not a terrible game, although the Sixers are 0-3 this season without Ben Simmons. 118 defensive rating without Ben. Hopefully Houston continues to kind of slump and the Sixers can take advantage.
Listen, if DeMarcus Cousins are hitting these logo threes, man, then we got a problem. Crap.
Shout out to your favorite Uncle Tiago. Let's go Sixers.
My brother. I'm sure my nieces are watching right now. Heidi, I love you. Stella, I love you.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, so let's see here. Danny Green's going to miss this one. No, get it. See? You're talking bad on Danny Green. You already hit a corner three here. Guys.
Wait, how did you suddenly get ahead of me? What's going on? What is going on here? This is like time traveling.
Oh man. It's gonna be a 3-point shooting night, Chris. You can tell. Both teams are good. Well, it's nice to see the Sixers take 3-pointers, right? So
I know, exactly.
They haven't been doing a lot of that recently. They've been well below league standards in 3-point volume. So it's nice to see them take a couple early in the game.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sixers are down 11-9 here to the Rockets. Rockets starting out shooting pretty well here, 3 of 5 from 3 so far. Meanwhile, the Sixers are 1 for 1 from 3.
Man, you can tell Seth Curry does not have Ben Simmons' handle.
He doesn't get the ball in spots.
No, it does. It does not look. I mean, that's what we talked about with Ben, right? So, I mean, the criticism around their shooting, it's real, but the guy's ability to get in the heart of the paint and suck in the defense is so valuable in today's NBA. And the Sixers don't have that player out there right now. So it's going to fall in Embiid to really put on the Superman cape to start the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Rockets are. Who made the comment before? Watch the Rockets just hit every 3-point shot, because that's where we're at right now. This is hilarious.
I'm gonna look up they're like one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the NBA.
My goodness gracious, what is happening today? I need to find this comment because that was hilarious. Someone predicted the Rockets are going to just shoot the lights out tonight. I can't find it, but that is hilarious.
So they have a let me look up here. They have a 106 offensive rating, which is 26th out of 30 NBA teams. So they score 106 points out of 100 possessions, which is pretty bad. And then they shoot from deep. They shoot 34%, which is good for 27th in the NBA. So what do they start the game with right now, Chris? They made 4 ready to start the game?
They're 4 freaking 6.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a long way, Thiago.
And again, we're going to mention this name a lot because
go to the switch. Go to the zone right now. Just do the zone already. I'm just kidding.
You're defending short on the perimeter. You are. Matisse is out there showing the load, but you need Ben out there to just showing that stuff down.
Dunnerty says Rockets are on point. Chris Dunn says teams love to 3-ball against the Sixers. The weird thing is the Sixers are at home, which is not – usually it's like death, taxes, and teams shooting the lights out on the road against the Sixers. It's not 38% against them on the road last year. So now we're at home, and you got a poor 3-point shooting team like the Rockets just lighting it up. Man, Curry looks like he hurt his hand. Did anyone see that? I did not see that.
Really?
I hope not, man. I hope not. Threes might as well be layups for every team that plays us. Well said. Dunadu says we cannot lose this game. This is the life of.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was gonna say they got Toronto back to back over the weekend. So Sunday, I think Tuesday. And Toronto's playing really well. Toronto picked apart Milwaukee last night, and they're starting to look like the old Raptors. And if the Sixers not up there, if they're not up to play them this weekend, they're gonna get hit hard. So yeah, gotta get these easy ones.
I joined the Daily Dose with Dylan like a week ago or so, before the Portland game, I think it was, and we were just doing player evaluations, Sixers evaluations on why the Sixers have improved so much compared to last year, and we're raving about the road record and all that kind of stuff. And last year, the Sixers didn't win their 7th game until the 32nd game. They won their 7th game in the 25th game this year. Last year, after that, though, they went 3-17 at that mark. And you look at what the Sixers have done since that Portland game. The Sixers are now 2-4. 1-5.
They just put out the graphic as you were talking about.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to say history is repeating itself. I don't mean that at all. It's a completely different squad. But it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting.
I mean, it feels different though. Last year, they were just quitting on games. You could tell they weren't interested. They play some tough teams. You play Utah, you play Portland on the road. Phoenix is playing really well. So even though they lost these games, I felt like the Sixers, for the most part, played okay outside of that Suns game. So I'm a little bit more confident about where they're at compared to last year. So yeah, I wouldn't make that 1-to-1 comparison. But they're not. It's tough to put them at that top tier right now because they are a couple guys short, and they need to make a move in the deadline for sure.
Yeah. Sixers really taking the entire 24 seconds here. That's the second time in the first 4 minutes that it barely got a shot off. So no one's really stepping up here offensively. How much do you want to bet the Rockets shoot? There it is. Stephen Green said it. There it is. Stephen Green. Well, that comment of the day so far, by far.
Yeah, you got to get in transition. So you got to force turnovers. You got to get some misses, and you got to hit them early.
Really good defense by Matisse there.
Yep. But again, all right. So that's not bad. It's a little too much dribbling from Tobias, but the outcome is the outcome.
I'll take it.
Are they zoning up here? Looks like they might be zoning up.
Sixers are giving 14, 17, 10, and 18 3-pointers the last 4 games. And how many 3-point attempts from the Sixers in that span? I would love to know that.
I will give you that number. The Sixers are definitely in the zone right now, so you can tell. And they forced a nice little shot from Eric Gordon. So that's a good change up by Doc. Even though Houston's shooting well, we talked about this in the pregame. Like, it makes sense to play zone against Houston to just nullify that John Wall factor.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And Gordon must a cheap foul. Yeah, that's right there. Mark says it perfectly. It's much more stagnant without Ben. Sorry, which is a problem. I mean, you want to be running up and down the court.
Yep. All right. Outside shooting hurts my eyes. You got money on the Rockets, Jeff. All right, that was a good call. You might be in the money tonight. Marky Mark says, uh-oh, something just happened.
There we go.
Matisse back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
And then leads to a Danny Green 3. That's how you get it done, man, without Ben Simmons. Right there. Matisse is making a major impact so far.
So we're seeing what happened in that game against Indiana, right? And I wrote about this after the Indiana game. Like, Matisse's impact in the zone is like unparalleled. Like, he was born in that Washington zone. I mean, that's how he was groomed in college. So it makes sense to like play him in that because he has such a great instincts to when to play the ball. It's remarkable, like the impact that he has in the zone. And he's putting up some like historic steal numbers comparatively to like some unbelievable defensive players like Tony Allen, Chris Paul. He's like in that category. He just doesn't play enough. So you got to take John Wall to the rack here. Come on, man. There you go.
Best part about the Sixers this year is that I'm not worried about a bad move at the deadline. I'm waiting for the move to happen, and I know it'll be good because I trust Morey. I agree with that. Like, that's why I'm not overreacting to the Sixers after every single loss. Like, the Sixers aren't a done product. They're not a finished product. They're going to make a move. They're going to bring in a couple pieces. Like, the big takeaway here is that the starting lineup, the big three, looks pretty good. And when they're healthy, nice 3 by Joel Embiid. Yeah. When they're fully healthy, they look good. The ball movement has definitely decreased, but if they can stay healthy and bring on some pieces to help the bench, they're going to be fine.
I think Moore is going to make some small margin moves. So like you get a buyout guy, stretch 5, maybe you make a small margin trade. I think, and this is my feel, so I'm not saying I don't have any inside sources, obviously, but I think they're kind of using this year to transition and see what they have with Ben and Joel. And so far, the results have been very positive. And you want to save up your ammunition as much as possible if you need to make that next big move, right? So, it may make sense. Oh, nice transition 3 by Thybulle. It may make sense to like say, okay, I can trade like Thybulle and get back like, I don't know, like a PJ Tucker short term. But like in the long term, Thybulle may be that missing piece for like a Zach LaVine trade, for instance. I'm using theoretical names. So just because he doesn't make a move this year does not mean he's going to make a move in the future. And Morey's always like one step ahead with that stuff. So he's thinking more long term than short term. So we'll see.
Storyline of this game so far for the Sixers has to be Matisse Thybulle. Yep. Holy crap, man. This dude is a +9 in 7 minutes. He only has 3 points, 2 steals, and a block, but he has been everywhere in that 2-3 zone for the Sixers, right? He has been a major component of why the Sixers are now up 27-18. Major run the Sixers are on here. Matisse Thybulle's defense, that is the story.
Yep.
Yeah, speaking of Danny Green.
We're speaking some like outcome to existence in this chat. We had the Houston 3-point shot, the Danny Green situation. You know, we're like crystal ball over here.
I've always said Danny Green is a superstar, man. You're crazy. I've always said that. He's leading the team in points. That's funny. I love how we just dogged him for like the first 5 minutes, and now he's leading the team with 9 points. That's hilarious. I love how this works. I love how this all works. The upcoming trade deadline, only a few contending teams have picks in this year's draft that can be traded. Oh, really? I didn't know that. The Sixers, Celtics, Raptors, and Nuggets. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. It's good. It's good information.
Yeah. Thunder Dude says 11-0 push for the Sixers. Yes, keep Matisse in. Let him play the entire game. Anybody know what happened to Seth? Isn't that – well, Coyle made a statement that he hurt his hand.
I didn't see that, so it'll be interested to see if we see it on the replay.
Yeah, we need to check that out because I didn't see it happen at the time. So hopefully he's fine. But he is definitely not playing now, and he's been really inconsistent. Like a few games where he shoots okay, but nothing compared to, of course, I mean, no one's going to expect the guy to continue shooting, 70% true shooting percentage the rest of the year, and like 60% the catch and shoot. It was like ridiculous or something.
But anyway. 1 point on Thybulle, right? So again, 3-point shooting for him is an issue, right? Guy can't shoot to save his life. But over the last 3 games, the Portland, Phoenix, Utah, and then he just hit one tonight, right? So he's 4 straight games where he's hit a 3-point shot. Again, like not like, Seth Curry kind of, category, but it's what you need, man. Like if this guy hits 3-point shots, he's a starter in the NBA. That's how big of an impact he brings defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So this is good. I'm interested to see who he brings off the bench if Isaiah Joe gets a run tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Corey just said looks like he's back on the bench.
Marky215 says, of course, Daniel's a good game after I was ready to give up on him. To be fair, like he's been struggling. He's been truly.
He has. Again, Houston not hitting anything in the zone, so they're icing up, man. This is good, Chris. We're getting we're regressing back to the mean with the Rockets right now.
Did Doc Rivers hear me scream "Go to the zone" like 10 minutes ago?
I was staying in that zone all night, man. They can't shoot.
All right, for real, man.
Joe.
I mean, the Rockets started. The Rockets started what? They were 4 of 6, I think, from 3.
Yeah,
something like that. Now they're 4 of 10. So, and that is the zone right there.
Here we go again, man. Here we go again. So, stay in that zone, Doc. If it's working, don't change it, man.
My gosh, what a run by the Sixers here.
Yeah, they're already up to almost 30 points in the quarter, man. This is impressive.
Yeah,
they're still in that zone. Make John Wall shoot. Wow, man, this is good. This is good stuff right now. This is really good stuff.
Is this for real, man?
That's crazy. 11. Did you see that comment? 11 trades a season.
Where's that? Well, hold on a second.
Henry Howder. Fun fact.
Morey has averaged 11 trades a season. Holy crap! I didn't know it was that high. That seems like astronomically high.
Yeah, I mean, he was under a lot of pressure in Houston. It's a different environment right now, but he's definitely a mover. Man, they can't shoot. John Wall, I love you, man, but you can't shoot. Joe got that one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, you got Danny Green with 9 points. You've got Tobias Harris with 8 points. 0 points from the Sixers bench so far, but they're up 11, and I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of game I hope they just blow them out of the water and let Joel sit. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what kind of minutes we from Dwight now.
Yep, that's 11 trades a season. Are you kidding me? That's wild, man. That is wild. This guy agrees with you. Tiago is developing a jump. I thought that read Matisse, but Tiago's developing a jump shot away from being a starter. Yeah, Tiago's definitely a starter. There's no question about that.
You don't want to see my jump shot, man. You do not want to. I make Ben Simmons look like a all-star three-point shooter, man.
This is it. Marky 215. Zone got him confused. This is the turnaround in this game was Matisse in the zone.
Yeah. And I was staying in that zone all night, man. All night.
There you go. Tobias getting to the line. How about Dwight Howard last game? That was one of his better games of the season. So hopefully Dwight Howard, that Utah Jazz Dwight Howard, hopefully that's more consistent moving forward because the turnovers were down. He just played more efficient, something we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think he took the Gobert challenge seriously. The Sixers really had their way with Gobert, which I was very surprised. I mean, they got in the paint and got in the lane pretty easily. So give them credit for that. I do think that they need to get a stretch five, and those Howard minutes need to go like way down. He needs to be like a 10 to 12 minute guy. He's playing like 20 minutes. It's just too much. It's just he actually brings value as a 12 minute guy, rebounding, getting his 2 stupid offensive fouls a game. But so we got Isaiah Joe in the game. This is nice. And no Maxey. Yeah, no Maxey, dude. Interesting.
Yeah, dude, his minutes have been going down and down.
I mean, you think without Ben, Maxey would be like one of the first guys off the bench. Is there anything wrong with him? Do you know?
I asked Jason this. He said it's basically a combination of Doc trying to just keep him fresh for the second half of the year and just having him learn. But there's been several times where you would think, no Ben Simmons, no Shake Milton. That's a perfect opportunity for Tyrese to kind of get some more playing time and get shots up. But it's definitely a different player that we've seen from the first 15 to 20 games compared to the last 10 games. So,
and it coincides with
I was just saying, I think defenses have understood how to game plan against him now.
I completely agree with that. And I also think that it coincides with college season, right? So the college season is ramping up towards the end, and you're starting to see Maxey run a little bit out of gas. So he's got to get used to the pounding of the NBA, and Tobias just took him to the gym.
Tobias is playing well right now.
Yeah, he is. It's incredible, man. This guy, he played really poorly in the playoffs. There's no questions about that. Nice. Thybulle. There you go.
My goodness, man. Player of the quarter, Matisse Thybulle, by far. By far.
Look at Joe get the – I thought that might have been an offensive foul. That was a nice play by Joe, man. He got a step on Eric Gordon. Almost through that contact.
Max Power says Seth Curry is back in. That's good news.
Yeah. And look at Joe, man. You can see he's a better player than Korkmaz. Even he may not be now, but he may not be better than Korkmaz now, but you can see the things defensively that he does that Korkmaz can't do. He can actually shuffle his feet, get in front of guys. Korkmaz is just a statue out there. So hopefully he sees that, Doc.
Look at this. 77 trades in 10 years.
We got some Maxey hate on the chat here.
What's going on? Who dares bring Tyrese Maxey hate? You do not hate on Mad Max. Mad Max will be fine. My question to you, Tiago, is when are we going to see Tyrese Maxey's defense translate? Because we've seen him really kind of hyper-focus offensively, but the defense hasn't transitioned at all. And is that more a result of a shortened off season and all that? Like, because this guy's pick and roll defense was terrific. And it's just, look at Isaiah Joe.
Bang! That's my guy. You know how much we hyped him up in the draft process.
I know, man. Right? Thank God. Imagine if he sucked. That'd be the end of us.
Spent hours scouting that guy, man. Watch so many Joe tape. I would like.
Oh man, you could easily go back to our NBA draft videos and like completely slaughter us. If Isaiah Joe was bad, that would be the end of us because we were so sold on that guy.
Yeah, he's exactly what they need right now. He's got to bulk up a little bit. There's no question, but
for sure.
To Maxey's point, like, I think the physical pounding is something he's gonna have to get used to, man. Like, it's much harder to anchor defensively in the NBA than it is in college, and they really haven't used him that much defending pick and roll, which, like you said, it's like it really was the strength of his in college. You know, ability to like chase guys off screens. But I did see some, like, he does some good gambling that I like in passing lanes. He gets his hands and pokes stuff away. So I'm not completely down his defense yet. I mean, the physicality is really where he's going to have to kind of grow into moving forward. Mm-hmm. But he is working up on the bench. You can see he's probably going to get in the second quarter. Is Thybulle going to
All right. All right, Sixers are going to end the quarter here on just an epic run here to end the first quarter. My goodness, I don't know what the numbers are. Guys, in the comment section, if you hear it before we do, let us know. Because ever since Doc transitioned to that zone, Rockets were firing up three-point shots, started 4 of 6. The Sixers were down, and then Doc transitioned to that zone, and it was just all Sixers, man. All Sixers. The Rockets are held to 40% shooting from the field, 30% from three. Meanwhile, the Sixers are shooting 68% from the field in this quarter. The Sixers are up 68% and 6 of 9 from three. Oh, my God, man. And that led by Matisse Thybulle. He only had, 3 points on my end, but it feel like he got a layup, and I don't know where that was. Because I know he had – but he did, so it should be 5 points. I don't know why it says 3. Anyway, so Sixers are up 14 points here in the first quarter. Let's look at the stats here. 38 points happened several times so far this year. The most points they scored was last game against the Utah Jazz. What's going on?
The big numbers really 3-point shooting volume. So they took six 3-pointers in the first half against Utah. 6. They're already up to 9 attempts in the first quarter against Houston. So you can tell like the message was received. You got to shoot 3-pointers, man, if you want to win the NBA, today's NBA. So that's a big takeaway for the first quarter, I think.
Yeah, man, for sure. I think ESPN stats are not working tonight. What is going on with this? This is a mess. It's not working for me. This is what happens when you're live and you're trying to figure things out. Isaiah Joe looked pretty good there. I thought he looked fine. Let's go to Furkan Korkmaz's last several games. 7 points. He has 9 points in the last, 48 minutes. Furkan Korkmaz has 9 points in the last 48 minutes, shooting 0 of 9 from 3. 3 of those points were
9.
Furkan Korkmaz is shooting 0 of 9 from 3 the last 3 games, and Isaiah Joe steps in 2 minutes and hits a 3.
I tell you, we talked about this after the game. That one play where Korkmaz in the Utah game, like, just hung on to the ball for 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And then took some step back wild shot with Gobert in his face. That was Doc saying, like, I can't deal with this guy anymore. Took him off the game and put Joe in. And at the moment in time, Joe was, back in today. So that was the one play that they might have swung Joe's favor.
As that's the one thing I just do not understand is like of all the things that have gone well this year, really the coaching, top to bottom, the coaching has been terrific. But for whatever reason, Doc wants to run the offense through Furkan, and I've never understood that. I talked to Jason a lot about that. He just sees just his gravitational force with the spacing and all that kind of stuff. I don't buy it. I'm just like, they got to bring in someone that can improve in that area, because that's not it. You're not winning anything in the playoffs with that.
No, you're not. I completely agree with that. But they miss Shake, right? So Shake is out. Shake, we talked about this. Like his pick and roll ball handling has been really, really good this year, and the Sixers don't have that with Maxey right now, and they definitely don't have that with Korkmaz. So they need Shake back.
This is an interesting lineup: Maxey, Joe, Curry, Scott, and Dwight.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens with this.
and Houston came out in the zone, which is interesting because the Sixers have been shooting the ball well tonight.
Ben says Dwight excels in the zone. Thunder says, I love the aggression. 14 points in that first quarter by Tobias. He had 36 points against the Jazz. No one talks about Tobias Harris's 36 points. So it's another example of how much he's stepped up. If he scored 36 points in 2019, 2020, we'd be all, jumping over bridges and in excitement, just so happy. And he's Tobias Harris this year scores 36. It's like, so what?
Yeah, it gets lost in the shuffle. I mean, I'm happy for him because he probably took a little bit too much hate from last year's playoff run. He was actually pretty good in the regular season, and people forgot he's a good player. He's probably obviously not worth that money. Joe again, oof, almost. But that's what you want to see, man. Joe catches and shoots. That's what you want on this team, man. Catch the ball and shoot.
Yep.
He's going to make more than right.
That's what was so impressive about Tyrese Maxey when he first came in to start the season, man. That kid was just fearless.
Yeah, he was.
Now, of course, his shooting would go down because a lot of it was mid-range shots, and he just started out so hot. But still, that's what you want, man. That's guys that can step in and not be afraid to put it up.
Yeah, and the one thing, Maxey, to your point exactly, it's he's a confident kid. He believes in his craft. Man, the Houston is they're a terrible, terrible shooting team.
You're getting snow tomorrow, bro.
I know, man. How much you guys getting over there?
I don't know. I just got an alert. I got to look at it.
Dwight Howard.
It looks like it's going to be 4 to 8 or something like that.
Yikes.
I'm down for a snow day.
Did you get a lot in last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, we got a lot. How about you?
Really? Yeah, we got that first time in the city pretty badly. And then the second wave wasn't as strong, but the first wave was pretty bad.
Marky Mark says, Furk is going to grab some pine, sponsored by Pine Sol. Rocket Zone versus the Sixers Zone. The zone defense has taken over.
I am sure Adam Silver is not happy to see this. But, I mean, they got who's their center right now is Nwaba, which is pretty incredible because they're playing with Nwaba at center. Nwaba is 6'4", 6'5", and Dwight Howard can't take advantage of him. It's remarkable, man. You got to eat this guy up.
Yeah. Right. Rockets are getting some buckets in the paint here over the last couple possessions.
Doc just took the zone, man. I love it. They don't. All you hear the players, they say don't even practice the zone. He just brings
remember that? That was so funny. Who said that? I think it was Toby.
Yeah, he's we don't practice. They're just call a zone. Okay. What do we do? It's Thybulle, Ben in the front. All right, these guys are naturally gifted. They'll figure it out.
That is so funny. I remember that. That was done in the postgame show, right?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
You're down 15, 20 points at that time. You got to try something different. You literally won them the game. It's incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
These are bad Dwight minutes, man.
Yeah, some bad sequences here on defense by the Sixers.
This is really bad.
7-0 run by the Houston Rockets.
It's incredible. Like Dwight should be eating this kid up. This guy's 6'5", and he cannot take advantage of him.
I don't get it. He has no finesse. Like, he's just a wrecking ball, is what he is. But which is like, I mean, I didn't watch the Lakers last year, but you look at his like efficiency numbers as a roller, and like I was expecting a more efficient player. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron makes
exactly
that's LeBron's greatest gift. I think is the fact that how he makes the players around him so much better. Like through his passing, his vision, it is incredible. So Dwight got a lot of easy buckets playing for the Lakers through lobs and pick and roll. Hasn't been the same here.
Nah, man. It started out well when the team was healthy and you had Shake and Maxey running the pick and roll, and then just nice take by Maxey. Got a nice little soft roll there.
That's his game. Where's the hate? Well, come on, give us some.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I will not stand for any Tyrese Maxey hate. Come on the show right now and let's fight.
No, come on. It's all love, dude. It's all love. It's all love.
No, we're all just kidding.
But Doc is still the zone. He's just gonna zone up the whole game, man. I love it.
This is hilarious.
Good for him, man. This is the way to go against this team.
I doubt the Rockets expected this though. Not for this long. Like, how long do you usually run a zone? Like 5 minutes, 6 minutes?
Yeah. In the NBA, these guys are so great shot makers that it doesn't last very long. But another cheap Dwight foul.
And we will be doing our halftime entertainment tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sorry, Tiago, you're the sacrificial lamb tonight.
Really?
I think this is your first name that Sixer, right?
Oh, man, this is going to go badly.
It's going to be fun. I try and switch it up every single time and do something new. And I think I got a good one. I got a good one this game here. Last game against the Jazz, we did shoes. Sixer shoes.
Okay.
So I showed you a picture of the shoe. And
People got it right?
Yeah, Justin got like 4 of them right.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Name That Sixer will be going down at halftime. It's always one of my favorite parts of our watch parties here.
Is there a particular decade that you go for, or it's random?
You'll see. It's always random. The one game I did Sixers guards, and I put like superhero masks on them, and you had to guess essentially by their number and jersey.
That's great. How do you find time for this stuff?
Dude,
it's incredible.
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to, man.
I got home like 7:05, like chug dinner, like.
I did that today.
Yeah.
Another bucket by Maxey. Sixers stopped the bleeding. Looks like the Rockets' run is coming to an end here. That's good to see. The Sixers up 14, 46-32. Maxey, a big part of that. He is now up to 4 points. I wake up around 5 a.m. every morning, and I probably spend at least an hour and a half, 2 hours just scheduling, pub editing, downloading videos, creating clips of videos, tweeting the videos, and just tweet decking.
How many hours? How many hours is it?
At least 2 every morning. And that doesn't include what I do when I come home from work.
Oh my God, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's people ask me like, is it like, what's my full-time job? And I there's a pause for sure.
Well, how many hours of sleep do you get? 6?
Well, I'm an early. I go to bed early, so I'm usually out. That's why I don't do like the night games.
Yeah.
Late games because I'm an old man. Like I'm out by like 9:30, 10.
No.
I can't stay up.
So you didn't even watching the West Coast games? You're like, forget it.
No, I didn't watch them.
But you're pretty smart to do that.
I watch them in the morning. It's not worth watching it. I'd rather just go off Twitter and watch it when I wake up in the morning.
Smart.
Yeah, and plus I enjoy having a night off.
Yeah, I do feel it. The Sixers, they have like an extended 2 or 3 day off, a break.
Yeah.
You feel like, all right, I don't have to be plugged in.
When you're doing this all the time, it's good to just take a step out once every now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But this is a true grind for sure. There's people think like Jason and Austin, they're doing beat work and stuff for the Sixers. People don't understand how hard that is. That is that is a grind of every game, every other night. It is brutal. So
I write one article a week. I have to watch one NBA game, Sixers, and a prospect. That feels overwhelming at times. One article, I'm how am I going to find time to watch a prospect? I got to watch a couple NBA games to get a feel what's going on this week, and that feels sometimes too much.
Coyle says Thybulle went to bed at 8 in his 20s. Don't let him fool you. He's not wrong.
Hey,
I do love my sleep. I do love me some sleep. I do I'm an early riser, so I've always been an early riser.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where even if I hang out with friends on Zoom or something and we drink and stuff all night till 1, 2 a.m., I'm up at 5. It does not matter.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a curse. It's literally a curse. It's brutal, man. It is brutal. Mark says, Dibes, appreciate all you do for TPL. Thanks, man.
For sure, man.
It's fun. I enjoy it so much. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't enjoy it. None of us are making money out of this thing. So this is all just fun.
For the love. Yeah, for sure.
And when you I've been doing podcasts for a while, but my first real commitment was this last Eagles season. I have not put into something like that before, where you're doing preview shows, you're doing pregame shows, you're doing watch parties, then you're doing postgame shows. People don't realize how much work goes into that. That literally takes the entire week.
And you picked the worst year for that. The absolute worst year.
That's where I was going with that. Is that literally probably took a few years off my life. I was miserable. My wife would agree. I was just angry. And I'm not an angry guy. I'm a pretty laid back. And I've never been that bitter in my life. Just fuck, it's Sunday.
And it's week 8.
This is great. The Sixers could lose without Ben Simmons. Who the fuck cares? You didn't live through the Eagles season. It's apples and oranges. Yeah, it's not even close to how painful that was.
Yeah, that Seattle game, that Monday night game, rainy, miserable. Carson Wentz is playing it was just man, just end the season.
No, it was just watching your heart get ripped out of your chest over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was you're seeing the Eagles fail, do the same things over and over and over again. Nice bucket by Maxey.
3rd in a row, man.
Let's go.
Nice, man. That floater he's got going on.
Nice defense, too.
There it is, Chris. The Sixers still in that zone. But you see, this is a good Sixers game where you don't even feel Embiid's presence, which is nice, right?
Yeah, so really quiet.
Which is great because you don't need Embiid to put on the Superman cape, at least not yet. Cork Moss, here you go.
First 3-pointer in 4 games by Furkan right there.
Oh, baby.
He's now 1 of 9 over his last. Oh, wait, Furkan with the dunk. I'm going to dunk that, Cork Moss.
It's a nightly occurrence now.
I thought for sure he was going to dunk
that. Yeah, I was going to dunk it. Yeah.
All right, guys. Sixers are up 23 points here. Really strong end of this second quarter. Houston was putting on the pressure. They went on a mini 7-9 to nothing run here. And really Tyrese Maxey stopped the bleeding, and Sixers are now back up. The Sixers are up 57-34. Tobias Harris has been terrific tonight. 12 points in 12 minutes. Joel Embiid only has 7, been pretty quiet overall, but he's got a plus 20. Danny Green hit three threes in that first quarter. Matisse Thybulle had 5 points, was terrific in that first quarter and second quarter. And oh my gosh, speaking of Dwight Howard,
the only minus on the team, right? I bet
he's actually no one's a minus, but he's the lowest plus.
Plus 3. I mean, the guy plays 7 minutes. Plays 7 minutes. Has 3 turnovers and 3 personal fouls. So, I think we've reached the limit of the Dwight Howard roller coaster.
That's what you can't live with. You can't live with that. You can't have a guy that like against Utah, he was super efficient. The turnovers were down. It was great. We literally talked about it during our pregame show. How is that? Could that be the new norm? And he goes and puts up 3 and 3 in 7 minutes. Dude, what are we doing here?
I don't want to be too hard on him because I heard he had a death in the family.
Yeah, true.
So we got to be a little bit honest with that too. Make sure he's okay. But I mean, like you said, Chris, he's been playing poorly for a while, man. A long time. So
yeah, talk about 3-point shots. Sixers are shooting 8 of 13 from 3. 8 of 13. Excellent stuff to see. And really, they're getting some production from the bench. The bench already has 14 points. That's how much they've been averaging the last 4 games.
Yeah. It's good, man. It's good.
Tyrese Maxey, Korkmaz getting a bucket. Isaiah Joe looks good. Hopefully it continues.
Yeah, you can kind of tell Houston, they're a little bit discombobulated as a roster. Who's shooting the ball for them? I mean, you're asking John Wall to take 3 3-pointers a game. DeMarcus Cousins up to 5 3-pointers a game. They're a roster that's in transition post James Harden, and the pieces just don't seem to fit. It's just not. It's not connected. So the Sixers were smart to show up today and hit them early, right? So don't let this team hang around because they have talented players. Sean Wall's a talented player. DeMarcus can do his thing. So come in, hit them early like we did. And let's hope the second half is as smooth.
Yeah, speaking of John Wall, this guy's averaging 20 points in 18 games this year. Right now, 2 points in 11 minutes by John Wall. The 2-3 zone has completely shut down John Wall in this game. Which
is funny because I watched the game against the Pelicans where they played, and he took Lonzo Ball to pieces. And Lonzo Ball is a good defender. At any point in time, this Stan Van Gundy go to a zone. It was incredible. You're watching this, and you're like, hey, man, your guy needs help. And didn't help him. So, Doc, smarter basketball mind, recognized that early.
Yeah. Mr. Swagoo says, still not comfortable with the lead. I mean, you're not wrong. All right, hold on. Sorry. Thought Embiid fell and got hurt for a second, but he's fine. Seth for 3, corner 3. Ew, air ball. Okay.
Not even close, man.
That was bad. That's not good when you see that.
Yeah.
I know this game is not a huge deal since our opponent isn't strong, but to see this team doing it without Ben's defense and help on offense feels good. You're absolutely right, man.
Yeah.
This team is clicking on defense and offense tonight. That is something we should be really feeling good about. Chris Dunn says, I love when people eat their words. I think that's about Maxey.
Maxey
Sixers stay consistent. Yeah, and healthy.
How are you feeling about they just flashed James Harden's performance last night? Yeah, nice cut out by Tobias, man. Love when Tobias cuts. Good cutter.
Love getting Tobias right near the rim, man. Finishes that every time.
He's a
how locked in is he? How locked in is he in those short areas?
Yeah.
He just looks so improved compared to last year.
We talked about this last game. He's scoring over 80% of his drives in February. Oh, no. Oh, is he okay? Oh, he just
Uh-oh.
slipped. I thought he tore an Achilles or something.
Yeah, so you're behind me now. Okay, I thought you were talking about the Sixers.
No, that looked bad. Like he just went down.
Yeah, that was like a non-contact. That looked bad.
Right. But it looks like he's okay.
Sixers are putting on the lead here. They're showing it again. Oh, he twisted his ankle. Ow, man.
Yeah. Ah. But I thought it was just like an Achilles pop for a while there, but just a twist.
God, that would hurt so bad.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, he looks like he's in pain right now. He's hurting.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts, man. Steven says Joel is selling his MVP chances. Come on, Joe.
Yeah, we can have a talk about the MVP stuff because there's a lot of buzz around LeBron. The media has seemed to kind of grabbed on the LeBron train, and they're going to not let that go. I think they're pretty much set on giving LeBron MVP this year after the 2 back-to-back Giannis MVPs where he flames out in the playoffs. So I think it's going to take a Herculean effort by Joel to win an MVP this year, even though he's been the best player in the regular season. Like, it's not even close, in my opinion. But sometimes those votes are a little bit out of control of the player because it doesn't necessarily represent the core production more than like the narrative. So the narrative is very strong around LeBron right now, which sucks for Joel because he's been playing really well, man.
Yeah. Seems like Joel's playing at like 50% tonight. Just kind of going through the motions a little bit.
Which is fine. And like if he wants to put like 30 points right now, he can do it without even sweating.
Yeah.
So
that has been like the main storyline as well. Like he just is a walking 30-10 now.
Right.
Whereas in the past, he was more of a 20-10 and he would have a good game, but not anything like he is this year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're talking about MVP, like you would want him to dominate, but I don't think I don't know if he has that in him, like in this kind of game. Like it just feels like that. I could be totally wrong. I normally am. But like when if Banner is not playing or Joel is not playing, like the team just definitely has like, it's like a manual car. Like they definitely shift it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And more so just try and, I don't know if they're still learning Doc's system, but they don't play together as much as they do when they're fully hit. I don't know. I'm just ranting.
Yeah, but like Joel can easily shift the MVP narrative, right? He can put like 40, 50 points against Houston. It's fine. It's great. But if the Sixers play Brooklyn, right, and Joel goes for like 35 and the Sixers beat the Nets on like a primetime game, like that completely changes the narrative because people are like, wow, the Sixers just beat, Durant, Kyrie, and Harden, or Embiid just goes off. So if he does that in that stage, I think that, games like tonight, you'll be in the back burner. Nice.
Danny Green, baby. Danny hits his 4th 3-pointer. John Reduce says, I want to talk about the fact that Toby and Ben aren't on the All-Star list. It's crazy, man. Who would you guys say? Who deserves the All-Star game more? Is it Ben Simmons or is it Tobias Harris? Let us know in the comment section below. For me, it's Tobias Harris. What about you, Tiago?
I would have set Tobias up into the last week and a half. I mean, you watch Ben Simmons play right now, it's tough to make an argument that he's not in the top 6 or 7 players in the East right now. And I don't know how you can leave a guy like that off the All-Star game.
It's crazy, right?
But again, you have to factor in the fact that he was not good in the first couple of weeks. So to answer your question, probably still Tobias. But man, Chris, I looked at today, the amount of players in the East that you can actually make a case for an All-Star is wild. There's 15, 16, 17 guys that you can easily make a case for. Yeah, so it's tough. Deep. It's going to be tough for Tobias again. I don't think he's going to make it at all, which sucks.
A shame. Yeah. It really is a shame. He's having such a terrific year. It's kind of a mix of where we've come from to where we are now. As a Sixers fan, just seeing him, because he's always been a leader off the court, and now he's just locked in, and I'm just so happy for him.
Yeah.
He deserves it for sure. His play is one of the biggest reasons why the
As you were
Sixers are.
saying that, yeah, he got the block, but it counter even. But yeah, you're right. And his defense too, man. Like he's playing.
That's it, right?
Yeah, he's gotten much better as defender in a Philadelphia uniform, which has been impressive.
Marky215 says the GMs and coaches should vote Ben and Toby in. I hope so, man. I really hope so. They should. I mean, there's some like bogus people getting votes. I hate it so much.
I mean,
Seth, people better hit that 3. Boom.
Yeah. People are gonna make a case for like Tyler Hero. They're like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, here we go.
It's a good half, man. It's a really good half. 66-point half against the 4th best defense in the NBA, mind you. Now they're not playing with PJ Tucker, which is a big deal, and Oladipo too, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, see that play? Like Embiid just looks like he's just walking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That. Yeah, he wants to end this game.
Yeah, he's just dogging it. And I don't blame him. But if you want to be in that MVP conversation, that's the difference. Is like you can't dog it. You can't do that. You got to have that mentality where you're going to be a monster every single game, like Shaquille O'Neal. Like it's a different.
Last year. Yeah. He had a lot of that mentality last year, and he got eaten alive in the media for it. But this year, it's been all about business, man.
Yeah, 100%. Just this game, just
sad. The buzzer. What a half! Oof.
69 points. Very nice.
I love it.
All right, Sixers are up 69-43. What is that? 23 points? No, 26 points. Holy crap! Yeah. So that's got to be their biggest first half lead of the season. That's got to be. I don't have those stats. Yeah. I don't know, but it's got to be. It's got to be close.
They just show. I don't know if you saw that. They just showed Joel. He does not look great. His back is really tightened up on him.
Yep.
Walking off the.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would definitely make sense. So he's probably out for the second half. I would just let him sit. Yeah, there it is. He's right there. He's stretching his lower back right there.
I don't know why he should not be coming out of the second half, man.
No, let him rest. Let him rest. Man, I had a lower back injury, man. It was brutal.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. When I was my sophomore year in high school into my junior year, I was like the closer on our varsity team, and I pitched 26 of our 27 games, and we lost in the district championship. And I pitched I pitched every game but one game that season, and I completely threw my back out. And I remember just like I literally like spent an entire summer just laying on my back in bed and getting treatment for it. It was wild, man. Wild. It took probably about 2-3 months of me just like doing nothing.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was wild, man. Let's get this show on the road here.
I gotta get the fans to help out here. I don't want to get exposed on the live stream.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome to Name That Sixer, the game where you name that Sixer. Today, we are talking about rookie debuts. We're talking about Sixers rookie debuts. I'm going to give you a stat line, and you're going to tell me who that player is. And we've got my man Tiago joining us tonight, and he is going to name that Sixer versus the fans. Who gets it first? Tiago versus the fans. Let's get this show rolling here. Hold on. I got to do something.
Just the stat line. You don't even give me the year. That's
Dude,
if
it's not easy, if it's easy, it's not worth doing, right? All right.
People love the elevator music. You started the show.
I play that every time. All right, let's share my screen. Here we go. Name that Sixer, guys. Here we go. Name that Sixer. We've got the 90s, 17 points, 6 boards, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Name that Sixer. First one to whoever wins gets a 1-year free subscription to thepaintlines.com. You get a free subscription to Twitch and Instagram. It's a great value. You can't beat it anywhere. Tiago, does anybody know that Sixer? We're talking rookie debuts. This is their first game as a Sixer.
Larry Hughes.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect. We've got Chris Dunn saying Allen Iverson, and we've got Stackhouse. Both are incorrect. Who is that? We're in the 90s era right now. This is a famous Philadelphia 76 or so.
No Googling. No Googling. Aaron oh, no, never mind. Forget that. Aaron McKee was traded. Sorry. In the 90s, famous Sixers drafted. It was not Sean Bradley because is this Sean Bradley? 2 blocks?
Definitely not Sean Bradley.
Really?
Not Sean Bradley. Man, I'm stumping everyone here. All right. We got. Oh, wait a minute. Delco Green gets it right. Weatherspoon. Well done, Delco. Well done, sir. All right. Let's roll on to the next one. Number 2. All right, now we're in the 2010s. We've got 20 points, 7 boards, and 2 blocks. They're in the 2010s. What is that Sixers debut?
That feels like an Evan Turner night.
Yeah, but no assists. Like Evan Turner would put up a few assists, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No Evan Turner.
No, it's definitely not Evan Turner. Ooh, this is a good guess.
Yeah, not Iguodala. Iguodala, man, was drafted in 2004.
Yeah, so he would be 2000s. Not Okafor. That's a great guess. Great guess.
2010, 20.7 rebounds, 2 blocks. He was drafted in 2010.
This player had a rookie season high of 33 points. If that helps, I'm not sure.
Is it Joel Embiid?
KG McDaniels. I love it. All right, we got Ardo with the correct answer. That is Joel Embiid. Yeah, so that is his Sixers rookie debut with the Sixers. Well done, sir. Henry Sims.
Those are the days, man.
I love the wrong answers are always the better ones. I love the ones where people just like throw names out. It's so fun.
This is a hard game, Chris. This is a really hard game.
I love it. All right, now we're in the 90s. 30 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, a steal. Name that Sixer.
It's got to be AI, man. 30 points. Are you kidding me?
It is 100% Allen Iverson. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what his season high was during his rookie season?
44, 45?
50 points.
So he did a 50-pointer in a rookie year already?
He had a 50-pointer in his rookie year. That is crazy. We got Marky Mark saying AI. Chris Dunn saying AI. Well done. Well done. That is definitely AI. Let's go on. Let's keep it rolling. All right. Still in the 90s. We've got 11 points, 9 rebounds, a steal, and a block.
Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes is correct.
That was my guy, man. The Flight Brothers. If you guys don't know who Larry Hughes is, man, if there's any YouTube videos of Iverson and Larry Hughes playing together back then, they were way ahead of their time. They were throwing.
It's hard to find.
Yeah, they were throwing lobs to each other. Like, people didn't really play like that back then. And then Larry Brown was like, enough of this fun. Let's go back to boring basketball.
Those were some of the best zoom off calls ever. They're really underrated. Really underrated. And you can't find them on YouTube. I've tried.
Really?
Yeah, those calls with the Flight Brothers, man, just all-timers. All-timers. Yeah. Marky 215 says, "Damn you, Tiago."
That was my era, man. Love the 96ers.
All right, here we go. Now we're in the 2010s. We got 5 points, 7 boards, and 2 assists. This is a hard one.
5 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. 2010. Is it Maurice Bates?
Maurice Spates is incorrect. I love the shout out to Maurice Spates.
Yeah, man. She was drafted before 2010 too, so that wasn't even the right one.
It's not Nerlens Noel. That's a good guess. That is a very good guess. Brandon Davies is incorrect.
I think I have to think about that. I mean, was that the Evan Turner?
It was after the Evan Turner. After the Evan Turner years.
Evan Turner was drafted in 2009 too.
Jonah Bolden is incorrect, and the correct answer is the homie Dario Saric. First game, 5-7-2. Well done, Ben.
So that was also that Oklahoma game, right, where Joel played?
I would assume so, right?
Yeah, that game was wild. That was their like coming out party, right? So you had Joel, you had Dario.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it rolling. Homie, good job, Ben Butler. Well done from Australia.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Still in the 2010s, we've got 22 points, 7 boards, 12 assists, 9 steals. Who is that?
Drafted by the Sixers.
Yeah, that was Houston, right? No, he was undrafted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but he was from Houston. Yeah, I don't think it was MCW because MCW had a triple-double, if I'm not mistaken.
It is 100% MCW. Mr. Swagu got it right first.
Wow, good for him. I thought
I'll never forget that game, man.
Yeah.
That was against LeBron, right?
It was against the Heatles. They won that game. They won the game and when it started 3-0, people were like, you see the process work after 3 games.
All right, let's move on. We got 2 more. We're back in the 90s now. 27 points, 1 rebound, 0 assists. This is not Jason Tatum. Named that.
Yeah.
27 points.
It's got to be Jerry Stackhouse.
It is 100% Jerry Stackhouse. Well done, sir. Definitely Jerry Stackhouse. He had 34 points was his season high, his rookie season. Pretty impressive.
You remember when him and Iverson got a fight?
How long did that last? A year?
Yeah.
A year or 2?
2 ball dominant guys. You keep the best one, you trade the rest.
The Sixers won that one for sure.
Yeah.
All right, last one. We're in the 2010s. 18 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
$18 points, 10 rebounds, 2010. Ben.
It is Ben Simmons, 100% Ben Simmons.
That's a Ben stat line, man. That's a classic Ben.
Do you know what his season high was during his rookie year?
So his rookie year was the year he had that crazy game against LeBron, right?
He had 32 points his rookie year.
It was against LeBron, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. You did good, Tiago.
Yeah, man. Going in there. It's a tough game.
All right, guys. Thanks for playing. Name That Sixer. Always a good time. Everyone here gets a free year subscription to the Paint Alliance. Everybody gets it. You get a free year subscription. You get a free year subscription. You get a free year subscription. Everybody gets a free year subscription. Good job, guys. To the paintalliance.com. Amazing value. It's like super expensive, dude. It's a lot of money to subscribe to this website. So you should be ecstatic. It's free. It's completely free.
But you should be going there because the content that you get there is pretty wild. Like it's stuff that you don't see. You don't see free content like that in Philadelphia. So
yeah,
check that out.
Totally, man. All right, that is Name That Sixer. Who was the tallest Sixer? Manute Bol, probably.
Or Sean Bradley. Which one?
Where's Kamaji on that? Is he officially Sixer?
I don't know. Sean Bradley was what? Sean Bradley.
So he was 7'6". Manute Bol was right up there too. I would guess Manute Bol.
Well, they play together. You know that, right? They actually played on the same team for like a year. Yeah, Manute Bol was 7'7".
I'm gonna go make a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So
I better be able to sleep in tomorrow. It's snow day tomorrow, right?
Is it?
I don't know.
You're very, very ambitious right now. So, yeah. So the year, let me see here. Because, so Sean Bradley was drafted in 93. You know. Yeah, 93, 94. He might have played with Sean Bradley, which would have been crazy if Manute Bol and Sean Bradley played together on the same team. Both like 7'6" guys in the lineup at the same time. Let's see here. Yeah, Manute Bol. No. Yeah, they were not on the same team together. So, yeah, those days were a little bit different. You had like multiple 7'6" guys on the court at the same time. Now it's just, a bunch of small guards running around like a bunch of maniacs. You're back.
I'm back. Was it Manute? Wow, Joel Embiid's playing? Oh, come on.
Yeah, man. Don't even get me started with that.
I don't like that decision at all, man. What's the point? What are we doing here, guys? Who the hell cares about a game against Houston?
That tells me like that decision, it's outside the team's control. It's probably Joel saying like I want to play because you can't there's no rational reason why you should be playing right now.
I know, right?
You have to take the decision away from the player at some point
because you're more prone to injury when you're doing this. Although he looked pretty good there.
Yeah, it's about the long-term wear and tear, right? So he may look fine now, but 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, what are we doing?
Love to see that, man. Joel Embiid gets a bucket. On the other end, you force a turnover. Good start.
He's doing DeMarcus Cousin again.
It looks like Ben is Ben. Joel is huddled over. He's definitely feeling it.
Yeah, he is, dude. They should not be out there. This is insane.
This is dangerous. Hello.
He's gotten so much better off the dribble, though. I mean, we talked about this many times. He has completely changed the perception of the player. I mean, he wasn't doing the stuff off the dribble. I was listening to a podcast in the summer, so during COVID, where his trainer, Drew Hanlon, was talking about him and Tatum working at the gym. And now he was studying Tatum's game and just taking parts of his game and implementing his own little arsenal. And I mean, you watch him play, it's a guard playing. He's a 7 foot, whatever. But he plays like a guard. It's incredible. The stuff that he does, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Tobias, go.
All right, guys. I just posted the post-game show link. If you could, please go click that link and follow us. or click and hit the like button so that way we can get that show rolling for everyone here. All right, I just pinned it. There we go. Post-game show is on. So please open that link. Just click like. That's all it'd take, 2 seconds. Be really appreciative if you could do that. Gonna have a good post-game show here, Thiago. I'm feeling pretty confident here.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, I think we're gonna start this game and you're gonna get a lot of rookies in the fourth quarter. So
all I really care about at this point is Joel Embiid getting out of this game.
Right.
That's all I care about right now.
It's incredible, man. Like the more hurt he looks, the better he plays. It's like,
you see that play? Yeah, that was an acrobatic shot, man. Now, Joel Embiid is way more active on offense than he was in the first half here already in this third quarter.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about the first half. Like, he can score. We'll blink and he'll be at 30 points.
Oh, yeah. No, we've done watch parties where, we're at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and me and Justin are staring at each other, stupidly, how the hell did Joel Embiid have 30 freaking points?
Yeah. I like this kid from Houston. They got Jashawn Tate, the guy who just scored a bucket in the N1. I watched the game against Miami. I mean, they got murdered, but he defended Jimmy Butler really well. He's a strong guy, man. He's going to be a good player in the NBA.
Cool. This is my first time watching him.
Yeah, he's going to be a fun player to watch. He reminds me a lot of Dort, the kid from Oklahoma City.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of has that body.
Yeah, he does. But
look at this. We're all doing work, man.
Yeah.
Rockets and Tate is built. He looks like Brock Landis out there.
But he's leaning over after every play, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, you see that too? You see, he's clearly stretching his back.
I got a little call for travel right now.
It better freaking snow tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the guy right there. That kid's going to be good. If you guys enjoy watching the NBA, watch that kid. Undrafted, not a lot of hype. He defends really well.
My bad.
Good.
All right, we're in the 5 to 8 inches range for tomorrow for snow. I need to get this Kyle Pitts scouting report done. I just don't. Oh, nice shot. Who's that?
You had him right now.
I just saw a 3.
Is Danny Green? No.
Was it? No, it was someone from the Rockets.
You like Kyle Pitts? You like Kyle Pitts over those receivers?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. No, Kyle Pitts is if Chase is gone, if Devontae's gone, if Sewell's gone, if all the quarterbacks are taken, Kyle Pitts is the what's the name? Malik Monk. the guy. I mean, he's way better than Malik Monk, but he's the guy that I'm convincing myself that if they don't get any of the top-notch wide receivers, that Kyle Pitts will be fine. That's me mentally preparing my body.
That doesn't sound very promising.
No, Kyle Pitts is legit, man. He's not a tight end. He's a big wide receiver. He has Calvin Ridley in him. He looks like DK Metcalf. He looks like DK Metcalf when you watch the tape.
Yeah.
His ability to go up and grab a ball at 6'6", he runs like a wide receiver. He's 240. He looks like LeBron James out there. And what I mean by that is he's not a robotic, fast, straight line runner, measurement guy. He's more of he's got wiggle. He's got finesse. He can run routes. He can stop on a dime, and he's got so much athleticism. He's the best wide receiver or hybrid tight end I've ever seen in terms of 50-50 balls. His catch radius is ridiculous. He's just a playmaker, and I do think that Sirianni would definitely look at him because you look at Sirianni's offense with Frank Reich in Indianapolis. What did they do? They ran a lot of 2 tight end sets. They ran a lot of bunch sets.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts is not a guy that's going to be lined up like as a tight end. You can put him in the X. You can put him in the slot. You can put him in the backfield. That's the kind of guy Kyle Pitts is. That's how talented he is. So and he can stretch the field. He played a lot of X at Florida. So this is me trying to convince myself that Kyle Pitts will be okay. But at the end of the day, it's for me, Jamar Chase, then Devontae Smith. If those 2 are gone, me personally, I want to trade down. And I'm talking about those guys like Caleb Farley, Patrick Surtain. Like I want one of those guys in that like 8 to 10 range. And I'm praying a quarterback slips a little bit like Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and a team really wants one of those 2, trades up with the Eagles, and the Eagles get an extra 2nd-round pick. That would be terrific.
Yeah, it does sound like, at least from a scheme perspective, Pitts and Goddard would be ideal, and like a load for them to handle, right? So Pitts, Goddard, then you got Miles Sanders, you got Hurts running around. Like that's the starting foundation of a pretty good defense. I mean, so
here's my thing. My thing is this: I think the strength of this NFL draft is in the 2nd and 3rd rounds, and I do think that like if you can get an extra 2nd-round pick and like get like Morig or Javon Holland or Jabril Cox or Dylan Moses, like you could literally find 2 defensive starters in that 2nd round from day one, and that's what they need. Like there is no way Howie doesn't come out of these next couple drafts without at least 4 to 6 starters. If he doesn't do that, he's gone. He is gone. And that's everything. The Eagles have to find starters in these next couple drafts. It is everything.
Some talk about Wayne Ellington. Yeah, he's a great. So Thunder dude posted Wayne Ellington and the other this dude would be the best move. I actually like a lot of the buyout guy. He's ideal for the edge. So I think it's a great call out.
100%. All right, we got the game back on. Our next draft is going to be our next draft pod. We're going to be doing our big boards. It's going to be me, Shane, Chris Malley from 4th and John, and Mark again from the Tough Cover pod. He joined us for our day 3 best targets pod from last Tuesday night. So this Tuesday night, we're going to be doing a big board of who the Eagles should get at number 6.
It'd be nice if you get somebody from like Ohio State or somebody from Florida to do like a breakdown of those kids.
I like it. That'd be fun. I was thinking of getting like someone from like an LSU Tigers podcast and then someone from like just to break down some of these top wide receivers. That'd be really fun.
Thybulle, man. It's third is still the game. Joel goes flying and 1. No one? Are you kidding me?
What do you think we can get for Zach Ertz? I mean, you're praying for a 3rd-round pick or 4th-round pick. Oh, I just saw the steal by Matisse.
Yeah.
Joel, don't hurt yourself. My goodness gracious.
That's a foul, though. They didn't call that.
Zach Ertz is gone. So
it's incredible that he's still playing, man.
TBL Gaming is probably starting next week. So we're going to be doing some NCAA 14 live streams, and it's all going to be talking about birds, talking about football, talking about all sorts of stuff. So we're going to be doing some gaming stuff, Tiago.
Really?
Do you play video games?
I do not, but I'm interested to see what you guys have in store. I know. Do you play?
I have a Nintendo Switch. So I play a lot of like the kind of older games typically. But I'm a big Zelda fan. I'm a big Mario fan. I'm right now playing this game called Immortals, Phoenix Rising. It's like a copy paste of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is one of my favorite games. And it's like that, but it's got a lot of like Fable in it. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah,
but
I've heard of it.
It's really fun. So I'm an RPG guy.
Mhm.
So I like the open world games where like there's like literally the entire point of the game is like you just go off on your own adventure and like loot and like upgrade your character and grind and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. That's my shit.
And you
I'm
fit
an
that in your
RPG.
schedule too? Holy crap.
No, I don't play much. I don't play much video games. Yeah, very rarely do I have video game time.
Oh my God.
But I am enjoying this game called Immortals. It didn't get the best reviews, but I looked up the user reviews and they were really high.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's check it out. I was in the market for a video game because I play the same video games over and over and over again. But Coyle says I'll crush you in Mario Kart. You have literally never beaten me in Mario Kart. You have never beaten me in Mario Kart, not once.
I was like, there's some rivalry going on here.
Yeah, big time.
That Joel Seth Curry pick and roll game has been money all game, man. That must be like
you need to get back at it.
And Doc keeps calling it like nonstop. So Doc's one of those coaches. Like if it's working, I guarantee he calls it back down again on the court. He calls the same play. So
we saw a lot of that.
He's gonna hand it off to Curry, and Curry was gonna. Oh, they got a foul. He was gonna call the same exact play again because they can't defend it. They got to account for the roller, and Curry just goes in and lays it in.
Yep.
Joel, like every.
I was just saying what he says. Kevin says, when are we going to trade Carson Wentz? No one knows. The longer this takes, the less the Eagles are going to get in value. It is a complete train wreck. Thank you, Howie Roseman. What else is new? This is the life of being having a general manager named Howie Roseman. He completely oversell. And all reports say he had a deal on the table, and it was a big deal. It was at least a first-round pick. And he waited and waited and waited, and now here we are. So,
but here's the thing: what do you think it says about Carson Wentz?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Think of 30 teams, like 2 teams are going after him, right? And they're haggling over conversation or like a second-round pick or third-round pick. Like it tells you that the league's not very high on him as a player, because if you have like Pat Mahomes out there, right? Teams are throwing first-round picks left to right to get this kid.
Mahomes?
Yeah. I mean, you're the whole
Mahomes.
No, I'm just saying theoretically, if the Kansas City tomorrow was like, I'm going to put Pat Mahomes on the trade block, they won't do that. But it tells you the gap between what a franchise quarterback is and what Wentz is.
Oh, yeah, big time. So who knows? Yeah. It's inevitable that it's going to be the Colts. I really do think it's going to be the Colts eventually. Yeah. Nice pass by Danny Green, but Toby gets stripped. That looked like a foul to me. I don't know what's going on. Look at Joel Embiid, man. What the hell are we doing here, Sixers? Take him out of the game. The guy is done, man. He looks hurt.
Yeah, I said this, Chris. I think that decision is being made by Joel, and I am not sure it's a smart decision.
He's literally like limping to the bench right now.
Yeah. Decisions like this should not be on the player. As much as we all know, Embiid loves to play. He's a very competitive guy. Like, that's got to be a medical decision, and he does not look like he's medically okay to be out there. So yeah, these are the things that drives me crazy, man.
What is happening? This is stupid. This is stupid.
John Wall eviscerate Danny Green off the triple and then get teed up for it.
Fernando Tatis Jr. agrees to a 14-year, $340 million contract extension with the San Diego Padres.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's going to be fun. Those Padres-Dodgers games are going to be a lot of fun.
Wow. I just saw it. Did you see the Tatis deal? I just saw it with the Padres.
That's insane. Yeah.
14 years.
Pirates. I wish the Pirates didn't have the money to pay like his restaurant bill. It's like Pirates only dream of a player like that right now. Yeah.
Oh man.
Go Joel off the dribble. He just doesn't have that lift right now, man. Like, he should not be playing, man.
I don't understand how I started the game ahead of you, and now you're ahead of me. How does that work? What kind of flux capacitor are you working with, Tiago? Like, 'cause I need it. I need it.
See, my internet's garbage, so I'll be doing a podcast with you guys, and then my servers just shut off halfway through.
You have Comcast?
I do.
Yeah, because what else are we gonna get? There's no other choice.
So I want to ask you guys a question. Who is leading the game in minutes tonight?
I can tell you right now. Sixers?
On the both teams, Joe has 27 minutes. He has the most minutes of anybody on the court.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
But again, he's up to 28 and 8 right now. We're oh my gosh, we're looking at a triple-double.
Yeah. And he might play this whole third quarter.
Which is weird because he was like, we were questioning whether or not Embiid should play in the second half, and Doc Rivers rolls out in the third quarter and plays Embiid the entire quarter. My goodness.
Joe Wall's starting to really heating up against Danny Green, man. It's like,
I don't know, Steven. I don't agree with this. I could care less about a game against the Houston Rockets.
right.
When that second half schedule releases, then we'll talk. But we're talking about a meaningless Wednesday night game against the 11-16 Rockets. I don't care. I don't care. You got to have a long-term level of thinking here. Like, this is about Joel Embiid not getting sidelined for the next 2-3 weeks.
So here's the thing. Like, I think the MVP race might be playing into this because you can tell LeBron wants it, right? So LeBron's playing the highest amount of minutes he's had in a long time. He's playing without AD now, and he's winning. So he's putting a lot of pressure on Embiid to keep up. And I don't know if this is Embiid's way of saying, you know what, like, here's my 30 points on, 35 minutes against the team that we are up by 30 points. So, again, if that's the MVP race speaking, I don't think it's a smart decision. But I do think, like, LeBron is putting pressure on Joel to keep up with his recent performances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I know he said not until our bench gets out there and shows consistency. I agree. Our bench has been terrible.
Yeah.
But, man, like, if you're going to put a 25-point lead in the last 12 minutes of the game, then that's not like an Embiid issue. Like, that's like you need to revamp your bench ASAP.
That is 100% the main take of this game.
Right.
That's gotta be it. You have Embiid hobbling out there. That is why. Is because the Sixers bench is such shit that they don't want to lose this game. If you had a bench, you wouldn't have to pull this bullshit, and you wouldn't have to watch Joel Embiid like stretch out his lower back every single play. So that's 100%.
The bench is playing well tonight. So they're all pluses. So again, like, I get the bench excuse. Like, it is a real thing. That's why Joel and Ben are playing a lot of minutes. But tonight, like, they played well. So why not keep them out there right now? So
yeah, you're right.
I think it's more to do with Embiid just wanting to be out there and go for that MVP.
I think you're right on top of it, man. I think you're right on it. Joel not resting only hurts his chances playing the next game. Yep. Why is the Sixers bench like the Phillies bullpen? Not even close to that bad. Not even close to that bad.
Historically bad.
Their ERA was what, like 7+? Like, not even close.
It was insane. If they were a bad bullpen, the Phillies would have been in the playoffs. The fact that they were like a historically awful bullpen was really the reason why they missed the playoffs.
So bad. That was like the Sam Hinkie years of like he would build these teams during the process years with like zero rim protection.
Yeah.
You remember those years?
Yeah. That was insane.
And Even in a game where the Sixers would play well during the process years, it didn't matter because fourth quarter, like they had no one to stop anybody.
It was smart. He built a team to compete but lose, which is what
exactly.
you wanted. Yeah, you wanted that to keep like the media from hounding him, but eventually got it. Just lost too many games.
Exactly.
Oh, man, there's a comment. Chris Dunn says they need another center, someone with offense. I completely agree. So the move for me is like a stretch five where you can play with Ben. We saw like Doc start Mike Scott last game, which again, Mike Scott is a terrible, terrible basketball player, but it creates all types of running lanes for Ben to work with. And you saw Ben in that game. He was out of control. So
yep.
I just saw freaking Korkmaz throw a pass that literally it's incredible. Did you see that? Did you see the pass he threw?
No, I'm behind you. Was that Forcon or
Was
Seth?
So it was probably Seth. Hopefully it was Seth because that pass was off.
I think it was Seth.
Okay.
Phillies made some good moves to the bullpen. They absolutely did. Archie Bradley, Hector Neris, David Haley, Jose Romero, Alvarado, Brogdon, Vince Velasquez. Hopefully will be in the bullpen. That's it, man. They've got some throwers there, man. Come on, Furka, make a freaking three. The Phillies bullpen is majorly improved this year. But how many times have we said that as Philly fans? You got to see it happen.
What's going on with Dominguez? Serenity Dominguez?
How many times? Is it like six pitching coaches in like 6 years? It's something ridiculous. Like the Phillies just cannot fix their pitching issues at all. And really, at the end of the day, it comes down to the farm system. The Phillies are struggling in the bullpen because they have developed zero arms over the last several years. And like you put so much money in the offense, you need to bring in guys like young arms to inject into that bullpen, and you got nothing. So that's the issue.
I do think it's going to help with guys like Arrieta gone because they're out. They pitch 2-3 innings and they tax the bullpen. And I'm buying a guy like Zach Eflin, who was pitching really well last year. So maybe just having better stars will help the bullpen too.
Dubal Herrera. Did you see that what was that the roster invitee to spring training, and they threw in Dubal Herrera's name like tiny font, like sandwiched between like 20 other names, hoping that no one would find that name. Shame, man. That was like one of the worst looks.
Yeah, I saw that. It wasn't a good look. If they plan on rostering him and then give him a roster spot, he's eventually have to face the music and walk into CBP and have to face the fans.
Right on, man. Right on. All right. So Sixers are up 93-77. Houston's having a pretty good quarter here, 34 points, by far their best in this game. Who's leading for the Houston Rockets? DeMarcus Cousins has 16 points. Rockets look a lot like the Sixers bench right now. 8, 12, only 13 points from the Rockets bench. Meanwhile, 11, 14, 15. When's the last time a Sixers bench outscored the opponent? Because it's happening. I can't recall that. It's crazy.
I mean, it happened a lot with Shake because Shake is a scorer, but without Shake, man, it's been Murder City.
Yeah.
We'll see how they finish the quarter. I mean, 17 points should be enough, but they're zoning up again. Yeah, you just got to zone up, man. Houston is not having 3-point shooters to come back here. Last year would have been a different story, James Harden, but Danny Green's trying to dribble. This lineup is so bad. Oh, God.
Yeah, we've got Toby, Dwight, Korkmaz, Green, and Seth.
It's so bad.
I mean,
it's so bad. Like
I like that comment about, look at that Dwight Howard pass. What are we doing, guys? Come on.
I get the
I
Dwight Howard, I get the whole locker room vibe, but man, it's tough to watch. It's been tough to watch him.
Yeah, if Daryl Morey has the main takeaway has to be Daryl Morey is watching this game and being like, "Damn it, we need a bench." That is it.
And we're seeing this before, Chris. If you watch Milwaukee, Toronto, Brooklyn has less of a bench, but they have 3 superstars. But specifically Milwaukee and Miami, Miami brings Tyler Hero off the bench, Goran Dragic off the bench. The Sixers cannot compete with that. They're not even in the same ballpark. So you have to account for not only the fact that you don't have a bench, but how the rest of the East looks from a depth perspective. And the Sixers they're not on the same level right now. So,
and that is, I think the other concern is that the Nets are going to take away every single good player out in that buyout market.
Yeah.
Away from the Sixers, right?
Right. Players are going to want to play for them, right? That's a championship ready team.
Yep. Chris Dunn says you can only cut Herrera for baseball reasons. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I will never root for that guy. So he's dead to me.
And he's been bad enough for he was even
he's the most frustrating player. The Phillies have an infinite amount of players that are frustrating to watch. He's on the top of that list.
Yeah. Nah, he's I don't think he's a room here.
No. All right. Sixers are up. They got outscored by 9 points there in that third quarter, yet the Sixers are still up 10, 11, 17 points. Is that right? My math right?
99.
So we're doing So not the best quarter for the Sixers, but we're still up 17 points, which is all good. Seth Curry has 25 points in 30 minutes so far. He's shooting 3 of 5 from the floor. We talk about 3-point shooting against the Utah Jazz. You had Danny Green, Seth Curry, and Korkmaz shooting 2 of 10 from 3-point range. Tonight, they are shooting 7 of 11, 8 of 14. Those 3 are shooting 8 of 14. Quite a drastic turnaround in this game, and you see what happens when the Sixers shooters are making shots. They're shooting overall 12 of 23 from 3-point range, 54.5% without Ben Simmons, which is significant to say because how many times have we watched a game without Ben Simmons? They're 0-3 this season, by the way, without Ben Simmons. They don't shoot well. But if Ben is out, they're not getting the ball in their shooting pocket, and they're not getting their shots. And that's what Ben is so terrific at. So this is an anomaly for sure. I'm not complaining, guys. But Sixers are doing well tonight.
Just a couple of call-outs. The Sixers have 13 turnovers, which is not a terrible number, but 12 of them come from only 3 players. So Embiid, Curry, and Dwight. So the rest of the team has pretty much no turnovers. Tobias playing with no turnovers, playing a very clean game. 5 assists on 7 for 14 shooting. So another really good Tobias game. And Thybulle, man, you see the impact, right? So he plays 24 minutes. He takes 2 shots, makes both of them, but only has 5 points. And he's a plus 14. So that tells me it's all defense. And it is all defense because you look at the box score, it says 4 steals in 24 minutes. So that's really the story of the game there. And there should be enough for them to ride the fourth quarter here, but we'll see. We'll see what's in store.
Yeah. Quick plug to my boy, Justin. Dude, I was there for his first question. His first question in a post-game press conference. It was awesome. I was so proud. But he is covering the Delaware Bluecoats tonight. Please go follow him on Twitter at J_Persichetti. He is on Bluecoats duty. It's a pretty big duty.
Yeah.
But he's watching the game. Bluecoats are on fire right now. They're 4-0. They're 4-0.
They got the best player, Paul Reed.
Paul Reed, Rayvon Tucker, those guys D up. Those guys absolutely D up. That's if you want to watch pure Daryl Morey basketball, watch. It looks like watching a Villanova. They suck. basketball team where it's just like
What's the hate?
I hate Villanova, man. I hate them. I hate them to death. They make me nauseous. I'm a Temple guy, man. You know this.
I know, man, but you guys are on the same level as Nova right now. I get it, Chris. I get it. I get the whole suit thing with Jay. A little bit, a little bit too much, but they're good, man. You got to give them credit.
Never. We have too many Nova people here at the Painted Lines. It makes me sick.
I love it. Joe just I don't know if you saw that, Isaiah Joe. So you just
oh my god! There are people saying "Let's go Nova" in the chat. You are not getting that highlight. No, don't even think about it, Thiago. I don't even know if you have the ability to. This is not happening. Get Nova out of here, man. I hate Nova.
Mark asked, "What type of player can Paul Reed be?" Man, like what I think about defensively is like Jeremy Grant, like really lengthy, athletic, moves like really well in space. Can defend like multiple positions. He needs to get stronger to defend big, which I think he will. But man, like you watch him, like that's Jeremy Grant on defense, which is exciting. Offensively, I mean, Jeremy took a unbelievable leap in the NBA once the Sixers decided it was going to be a good idea to trade him, which is incredible. But I don't know if he can make that leap offensively. But even if he makes like half of that leap from a shooter perspective, like that's a real contributor to the NBA. So I'm very excited about Paul Reed as a Sixer in the future.
The roster, what's really fun, I really recommend you watch the Blue Coats because I'm a G League fan at heart, and it's fun basketball. This is a completely different roster than they have in the past. Like you look at rosters, Blue Coats rosters in the past: Daryl Moore, Norvell Pell, Ryan Anderson, the list goes on and on. Chris Kumaji, big guys have dominated kind of the Blue Coats makeup. And this is a team of four guards like Rayvon Tucker, Duncan Robinson, Jared Brownridge. They can run you up and down the court, stretch the court from 3. They're all 40% or plus shooters. So it's one of those like guard dominated lineups. And then you got Paul Reed, who like fits in perfectly because all he does is get set up for easy buckets because of that spacing. The majority of his points so far have been around the rim or buckets in transition. So that lineup, that roster, is really built around Paul Reed. It's really constructed well. It's built around spacing. It's built around ball movement. I made some tweets that you look at how the Blue Coats have been so successful so far. They lead the league by far in assisted field goals. And that is just a credit to what that roster is doing. Yeah, it's so much ball movement. It's really fun to watch, guys. I promise you. Please watch it. It's just up and down the court, a lot of pace, a lot of ball movement, and a lot of shooting and a lot of defense. And just check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Like that type of basketball, like Paul Reed, backing up Joe and running with Ben, like that's what you want, man. Like exactly.
I'm in. Yeah. I'm in. I fully agree. I was very tempted to make that tweet, like with Paul Reed dominating, and I was like, "You watching this, Dwight?" I was thinking about it, but people probably like the way how toxic social media is now. Like I stay out on all that. Like I don't deal with that anymore, man. I'm so tired of it. Like
I'm the same way. It's tough to get in there sometimes.
It's not even worth it.
I love this from Joe. Oh, he missed it, but I love that. He's been struggling, but that's what you want from Joe. Like Tyrese is in trouble, and Joe like quickly like relocates so Tyrese makes that pass. This is a guy who like knows where to be on the court. So
I'm telling you guys, if you're going to continue to make Nova comments, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm not bringing it on the big board here. Yeah. It ain't happened. Henry says, "Oh, Blue Coats good. They're 4-0, and they're playing tonight. I don't know what's going on with the Blue Coats tonight." My man Justin's covering the game. He's there during the post-game interviews and stuff. He's getting his feet wet. Happy to see it. because I did that over the last few years, and it was amazing. But we're doing this now, so kind of switched hats, literally. But I still watch the Patriots. I still watch them.
Bubble, right? They're in a bubble,
They're
right?
in Florida, in Disney, yep. So it's only a 15-game season, so they're 4-0 before tonight. I don't know what's going on tonight. So
check it out.
Yeah, check it out, man.
Let's
see what they're up to.
I know Joe just got back on the court.
What is this? Marky Mark with a McCaskey comment. I love it, dude. I live right down the road from there, man. Dude, that's like my neighborhood. That's funny. That is so funny.
How was Lancaster, Chris?
It's good. It's good, man. Oh man. Well, it's a great area to raise a family. It's just it's fantastic. Oh yeah, it's one of the best. It's a great family area.
Quiet little.
Yes.
Man, Blue Coats 133 points tonight.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's wild. So let's see here. Paul Reed finished. Oh my God, dude.
Uh-oh.
Paul Reed was 13 for 21. He had 8 offensive rebounds, 2 assists, 1 for 4 from deep, and finished with 27 points. That's wild, man. And then Rajon Tucker was 7 for 16, 3 for 9 for deep, 21 points.
So
these two guys are unbelievable.
What's important about Rajon Tucker is he leads the league in like so many defensive categories.
Yeah.
Like he's been terrific defensively. He's fun to watch because he makes like acrobatic blocks at the rim. Like he has that like guard build, like a Dort, like he's just a monster. He's got those like Dwight Howard shoulders that he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Only like 6'5", but man, like he's got kind of like that Tony Roten athleticism that he can get to the rim with a handle. But he D's up. He's fun. Oh my God! Speaking of blocks, Maxey just got owned.
Yeah, he did.
Maxey's lunch just got stolen. Maxey's lunchbox just got taken away from him at the cafeteria table. Joe for 3. Front rims it.
I love this from Joe. I don't know if you saw the whole play. He made that off steal.
Yeah, I just saw.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a snapshot of that.
Wait, did Mike Scott just go in the stands and what is he drinking? We need to know that right now. I'm pretty sure Mike Scott just jumped into the fan. What did he drink? Is it Guinness? Is it whiskey on the rocks? What do we do? What are we dealing with here? That is so funny. All right, Sixers are up 16 points here. 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Feeling good about this win. Speaking of Boogie just hits a 3, cuts the lead down to 13. We didn't want to see that.
But Maxey's getting to the lane, man. Like, give him credit. Like, he's not shy. Like, he's been playing well tonight, and he needed a Maxey game like this.
Yeah,
he has been struggling.
Yeah.
Man, that block by Joel was insane. I would review that. Is Doc going to finally use a challenge? Please use a challenge because that looked like a clean block. Did you see that, Chris?
No, not yet.
Oh, that is 100% clean. Oh my God. Oh my God. Doc, better challenge that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I just saw it.
He's challenging it. Okay.
They're saying it on TV. Oh, that's 100% clean. It's not even a debate.
Oh,
it's not even a debate.
Goodness.
Over. That'll be reversed for sure. So that's good. That's good. All right. Mr. Clean cannot make that block more clean. Are you calling me Mr. Clean? I don't get it. All right, guys. We're going to be doing a post-game show. Are you good for a post-game show, Tiago? I haven't heard from Blevins.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I would imagine it's just us.
Well, if Jason comes, it's going to be great because he gives the insider, but it also goes on for like another hour. And you're like, oh, man, I got to get to sleep.
I know. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's like, it's true exclusive content. On the other end, I'm like, dude, I'm old. All right, here we go. Look at this like ridiculous Nova comment. Let's trade for all the Nova players.
Well, to this point, which is a little bit exaggerated, but if you think about like the peak of Nova's basketball, right? So the era that Mark's talking about, the Sixers had all these players in their backyard. They had scouts like in the building nearby, and they did not draft a single one of these players. Brunson,
and they
Hart,
could,
Bridges,
right?
They could have scouted him every single night. So that tells you like such a poor job that Colangelo did for him to go through like 2 years of peak Villanova basketball where every player is an NBA player that went to that program, and you come out with zero and Nova players. And even like Dante DiVincenzo is another guy who's not on that list. So pretty insane.
It is. Yeah. All right. And that concludes our Nova content for tonight.
It's making Chris cringe right now. Come on, man. You guys had your moment in the 90s. You guys were the team in the 90s.
So I went to Temple at like the literally worst time. So I was at Temple at the beginning of the end of John Chaney.
Yeah.
And then I saw the beginning of oh my God, this is bad. Duffy. Fran Duffy.
Yeah.
So it was like right at the worst time where like the program was in shambles. Because right before I went there, they were terrific. They were like, I mean, John Chaney went to the tournament every year.
Yeah.
And they were solid, but then they had a few years where they really struggled, and John Chaney kind of lost it. And then Duffy came in, who was terrific, by the way. I've met him many times.
Yeah.
And he didn't really get it going initially. So it was like really bad. My memories of Big Five basketball was going to like the Palestra and going to games. Midnight Madness, Temple versus Villanova at midnight to start the season back-to-back years.
Wow,
just
awesome.
So much fun. Just so much fun.
Games started at midnight.
Yeah. Start at midnight. Yeah, just so many fights.
Packed.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. Oh, the first year was at the Leah Core Center in Temple, and which is not exactly safe.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And Danny Green hit 3?
No, he just turned the ball over. 5 minutes left here. Make things interesting.
Yeah, we should be fortunate that they're playing the Houston Rockets tonight.
They
look.
John Wall. So it's getting out to 11 points with 5 minutes left. Oh, boy.
All right, 11-point game, 5 minutes left. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Tobias doing his little dribble thing. Oh, man, Tobias been good tonight, man. Oof. That's a tough shot he hit there. Oof, that's a tough shot. All I hear is Doris Burke in the background. She likes to talk a lot.
That was like that shot he had against like the Lakers. What was that like the game winner he had against? I forget who that was.
Tobias, the Lakers.
It was Lakers, okay.
Yeah.
Just kind of like that, like in traffic, like in control shot that we didn't see at all the last couple of years.
Right.
So he's just confident. Like I don't know.
It's a different, and I think not having the fans there actually helped him
Really?
I've been in the stands when Tobias starts the game like 0 for 3, and then he goes up to rise up for that fourth shot, and there's a collective groan that you can hear from the stands that I know he feels that as a player. And I think that just going out there and not having to deal with any of that stuff, I'm not saying the fans are the reason why he struggles at times. That's not what I'm trying to say, but it releases the pressure from the player, I think, where he's just like, man, there's nobody here. I'm just going to ball out. So I think that's kind of played a little bit of role in his output this year.
This is where they miss. This is exactly where they miss Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
If they had Ben Simmons in this game, wouldn't even be close.
I don't know what the hell Joel is doing right now.
Ben Simmons would be defending John Wall right now.
Yeah.
And it'll be done. It'd be done.
Yeah, it would have been done. I mean, Joel's going to finish with, 20-some points, whatever, but it's not necessarily a good game by him. Another turnover that didn't really need to.
Yeah, sloppy fourth quarter here. So, yeah, Ben says missing the Simmons shutdown. 100%. He's the closer. Ben is the closer.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, but you need him healthy, man. Like, Ben is the kind of guy who, you saw last year in the playoffs, right? I mean, the Sixers had no chance against Boston. And it was Tatum going off on a nightly basis, just going off. I mean, if Simmons is there, I'm not saying the Sixers beat Boston, but it is not a 4-game sweep. Not even close. So, you need him healthy here for the postseason. But I do think he's playing the best basketball of his career overall. So, might not show up in the volume numbers, but turning the ball over less recently, getting to the free throw line, shooting free throw lines well, screening, defending multiple positions, defending like the best players in the league consistently. Like that kind of stuff, man. Like you just got to tip your hat to him and really give him the respect because, he's a star, but doesn't have a star attitude. Like he really does a lot of things for the team to win that you really appreciate.
Yeah. I like this comment here. Joel forever will have 2 turnovers every game that involved him trying to pass to Seth Curry. Dude, I'm telling you right now, like after watching, I mean, I make spreadsheets and numbers, stats, and stuff about the Sixers every single game. Probably since Embiid has played with the Sixers. You look at this. I'm going to share my screen here.
Do that. I love that.
It's really important. It's really important that we touch on this. Hold on. Did it share? No, not
yet.
You look at the turnover percentage. What's the difference there that you're seeing in that list?
Can you zoom in a little bit more? Let me see.
No, I can't. I don't. My point is, every single year, Joel Embiid has been on the top of this turnover percentage list.
Yeah.
And he's not even on the top 20. That is so important when it comes to winning in the playoffs. I can't even express. How many times are we complaining with 5 minutes remaining? Ben Simmons turnover, Joel Embiid turnover, back-to-back, game over. Like, that's really been the crux, the Achilles heel of the Sixers in clutch situations. It's a different DNA team. It's a completely different team this season. So Joel Embiid's ability to read the double team, avoid the double team, make the smart pass faster and more efficiently is so critical for this team's success in the playoffs.
It is, and he's going to be counted on late in games to win the Sixers games and not turning the ball over. Like you watch again, we go back to LeBron. What makes him great is he's not turning the ball over in the games, man. Like he's very deliberate with what he wants to get done. And Joel is at that point in his career now, which you definitely see that. So hopefully it translates to the postseason.
How do we donate to the Sixers dunk squad? Because they're like they are just busting ass right now, just dancing and like hyping up nobody, and there's no one in the stands. It's just them dancing. I'm just so proud of those guys. Like they are busting ass for nothing.
I love it. They're so much fun. Like they
Oh, they're great. Yeah,
yeah.
they travel. So I work in the education system, and they travel to schools and all that stuff. Like it's really fun. I've seen them multiple times. I used to live around Philadelphia in all those school districts, and they would come out and like have like
Yeah.
World Be Free come out and speak, and all that stuff. So they're great.
So it's not a 9-point game with 3 minutes left. Oh boy. This is gonna get tricky, man.
You think so? Oh, he just hit a deep three.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's not.
Oh no, this game's not over, guys. It ain't over, Thunder dude. This game is not over, man.
Gotta go Toby. Oh boy, I'm still missed.
All right, who's gonna step up here in clutch time? We've got the 2-man game with Seth and Embiid. Got ISO on Toby.
Nice defense by Danny.
Oh,
really nice defense. Yeah, I'm sorry, I went ahead of you, Chris. But that was
Tobias Harris hits that shot like so consistently. Yeah, great defense by Danny.
Yeah, that's not an easy cover on John Wall.
All right, 3 minutes remaining here. 9-point game. Sixers are up. God, this went 0 to 100 pretty fast.
This is sloppy basketball. Holy
I know. We were talking about like we were talking about flux capacitors. We were talking about
yeah, man. This is
get in.
Joe's not having a clean game tonight with the turnover part of it.
This game, win or loss, is still ugly with an ending like this. Dude, they're 0-3 without Ben Simmons. Like, of course it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, I mean, let's not overreact. I think the Sixers, they're going to get tested here with Toronto, with Utah again. Who else did they play? They played more good teams before the end of the first half. So,
when are they going to announce the second half? Is that?
I don't know.
It feels like there's only a few games left.
Yeah, so the Sixers play back-to-back with Toronto here, and then they play Dallas, which is a tough game, Utah, and Indiana before the first half is over. So, like, they got to play obviously better than this, but, that's where really we want to measure them in those games. Like tonight, they just put a bad Houston team, and they're just kind of going through the motions here to close the game out, which is not great.
I like this comment. Mark says tooth and stone. We haven't seen it in the second half, right?
Yeah. This seems like they went away from that a little bit.
But although they have been pretty good here.
Yeah.
Toby. All right, these 2 minutes need to go really fast.
Oh, man. Well, it's going to get even – just watch. Yeah, Steven said it best. Christ. John Wall just hit a friggin' –
Is that Bradley Beal right now? Like, what is going on?
And DeMarcus is playing good defense on Joel here to finish the game. But Joel comes through with the baby hook. Oh, man.
Pretty.
What?
Bucket.
I'm not going to say anything. Oh, no. Oh, God. I'm not saying anything.
What is happening?
I know. It gets worse, Chris.
All right. Bradley Beal is suddenly in. Oh, no. Oh, I thought he was going to hit that.
Yeah, well, it still gets worse.
Oh, this game needs to end right now. Just like Donald Trump the fuck out of this game. Like, it's over. We're on here. Stop the game. It's over.
Danny Green is a bad basketball player. Like, there's just no other way to go about this right now. It's really bad. Like, it's really bad. And Joel is completely taking over this game right now. So my fear that the Sixers don't have anybody to defend them has come into fruition.
Oh, this is painful. This is painful. Sixers are struggling here down the stretch. My goodness, man. My goodness. Sixers are outscored 63-41 in this second half right now. 63.
So did you hear John Wall's name in the first half? I didn't. He's up.
No, remember we were saying like he had 2 points in like the first half. He was nothing.
He's up to 26.
Oh, there it is, 2 points.
Yeah. This is insane, dude. Just gotta finish it out here.
All right, just give it to Joel. Give it to Toby. Work the 2-man game with Seth and Joel.
Yeah, that was much needed.
You want your MVP moment right there?
Yeah, that's a good moment for sure.
You want your MVP moment? That was a game-changing mid-range shot. That was everything.
That's what Embiid
that was a massive momentum swing right there.
And he's done that all year, which, to your point, like that's MVP type stuff.
That was the Sixers needed a bucket, and Joel delivered.
Joel's up to 28 points, 9 assists, 10 rebounds, 6 turnovers, 10 for 21. So.
All right, guys, we're going to be going to our post-game show momentarily. 43 seconds remaining on my end. As soon as the clock hits 0, we're going to head over to our post-game show, talk about our top takeaways, grades, player of the game. Guys, please be sure to click that link pinned to our YouTube chat. You can click that link, hit the like button, so that way people know that we are the more you like that, the more people are going to see it when you search YouTube and our post-game shows. So we want to keep pushing our brand. Tough second half for the Sixers, but doesn't matter. The Sixers they're looking okay right now. We got a timeout being called. Sixers are up 113-106. My goodness. I promised I wouldn't sweat tonight, but I'm not going to lie. That got a little nerve-wracking. Like they're down 5, or they're up 5 with like 2 minutes remaining in this game after being up like 26 points, comfortably 26 points. Joel Embiid has 28 points in 36 minutes. My God, he needs one more assist for a triple-double.
You think you'll get it with a minute left here? No.
Is this one of those like TJ McConnell like moments or Fultz moments where he gets the last second assist and the team just like swarms him and man, I missed that.
He has two career triple doubles.
Yeah, 2. Woo! Who bet on the Houston Rockets? Remember, it was like 5 minutes into the first quarter, and someone saying, "Yeah, I bought it on the Houston Rockets." I was like, "Good call." Shooting 4 of 6 from 3 until the 2-3 zone happened and locked them down, literally.
Yeah, John Wall, man, like that was a good move by Houston to get away from that Russell Westbrook contract.
Yeah, 100%.
They should put Matisse on John Wall now, and okay,
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I would they won't do this, and I understand why they wouldn't do this, because Matisse just does not shoot the ball well. But man, like it just screams like Matisse.
Ooh, see that defense?
Yeah, it screams like Matisse should be in the starting lineup over Danny Green. He just does not shoot the ball well enough, man.
You can't hit the corner 3, dude.
Right. If he just hit it a little bit better, he would be in the starting lineup right now over Danny Green.
I mean, how long have we been saying that?
Yeah, I know.
We've been saying that for a while. All right, guys. We are going to move on here. Game is dwindling. Looks like the Sixers got a W here. I think I'm going to call it. It's pretty much it. Oh, yeah. The Sixers are up, 7 points here?
Let's see what Joel does here on Tobias, because he just took him to the rack.
Steven says Joel for MVP. Who's your MVP, guys? Before we get into the post-game show, let us know your MVP in the comments. Ooh, nice little take by John Wall. John Wall, how many points does that guy have in the second half? So just, take whatever he had -2. 26 points in the second half for John Wall. Darbs called us stone cold lock win. Yeah, we got this game. This game's over.
This is in the bag. Who called the timeout? Who called the timeout?
I don't know.
Silas called a timeout?
Yep.
Hell, man. These guys have nothing better to do with their lives. Go home, man. There's 22 seconds left. We're down 7. Go home.
Oh, man. Matisse Thybulle, another game by Matisse Thybulle where, his stats aren't not even nearly indicative of how impactful this guy was. 2 shots, 5 points, 4 steals, a block, 4 personal fouls, 2 assists, a board. But, man, that guy is just such an engine, such a spark in so many, major moments. It comes through.
That's the thing. His defensive impact is measured, not in the box score. It's you can really feel him out there on defense, which has been.
You really can.
Yeah.
That was a main area that dominated these watch parties. When is the consolidation trade happening? Matisse Thybulle was in 99% of those consolidation trades.
Right.
We are talking. And you just look over the last really month, Doc Rivers, the players raving about Matisse Thybulle being a key cog on this roster. It just makes you kind of step back and be like, whoa. Maybe he is a key piece of this team moving forward. Who knows? I don't know. They're probably go ahead.
Is it ironic that Ben and Matisse, who were thrown in that Harden deal, are playing better since that trade? Oh boy. Jesus Christ.
Are you serious right now?
I'm not serious. This is unbelievable, man.
Who fouls him?
What is Seth Curry doing?
It doesn't matter.
Seth Curry shouldn't be on the court. He's not a defensive player.
Thybulle should be in there leading in deflection. He 100% does. You look at his steals per 36. His steal percent, they're outrageous. Yeah. They're outrageous.
I did a deep dive on his numbers for his article that I did, and his steal percentage numbers are comparable to all NBA defenders. So, Meta World Peace won a Defensive Player of the Year. Tony Allen won multiple All NBA awards. Chris Paul, doesn't need any more introduction. So he's in that category of defensive players. He just needs to play more minutes to be considered for an All NBA team. Once he does, if he ever plays 25 or more minutes, he's an All NBA defender, perennially for the next 5 to 10 years. And now you're talking about 3 guys. You got Joel and you got Ben, who are all NBA guys.
I feel like this last minute is going 10 minutes.
It's incredible, man.
When we talk about Joel Embiid sleeping through a 30-10 game, this is exactly what we're talking about.
Well, I know, but it turns out you needed those second half points, right?
Oh, yeah.
First half, we're talking about we don't need Joel. This is in the bag. And I'm all right, maybe it was a good idea to get Joel back out here.
Yeah, there was a moment where he hit that bucket, but he just hit the 30-10 mark. He has 9 assists.
Yeah.
9 assists for Joel Embiid. Is that a season high?
It is. A lot of them came off those Seth Curry dribble handoffs, so they're counted as assists and everything. But still. Why would you foul the guy? What the hell?
Yeah, these last couple minutes are just dragging.
There's 6 seconds on the clock. Why are you fouling him?
Did someone join? Justin, what's up, man?
Yo.
I heard the
Sir, I just got done covering everything.
Dude, you're gonna have to hear about this Paul Reed character, man.
What's up? Do
We're gonna have to hear about Paul Reed.
you want to hear about it right now?
No, because the game's about 10.
I heard he went off. He went off, right?
Bro.
He went off.
Yo, and after you should hear his comments after I asked him about, okay, real quick, asked him about his perimeter defense because he's been like doing really well against little guards as well.
Yeah.
And like let me look at my quote real quick. I thought it was hilarious. Because he was literally laughing while telling me the answer because he was just like cracking up at it. Hold on. I can just look at my notes. Oh man, where is it? Fuck, I'm just going to Twitter. Sorry.
You're good.
It was so like I was dying. Like I was legit laughing on the press conference. He said I like guarding smaller guys. They think they're gonna go right by me all the time, or they just think they're gonna shoot in my face. But I'm 6'9" with long arms, man. I'm gonna get the block more times than not. Like he was like laughing while he said it. He's got that confidence to him. He's got that attitude, and you love to see it from a guy like that.
Do you see like Jeremy Grant defensive potential in him? That's what I see when I'm out there.
Think
right?
so. I don't know about as much on ball when it comes to it. Like I think passing lanes wise, he's seemed to be really good about jumping the ball passing lane wise.
Yeah.
But just like when it comes to just like defending like everybody, I mean, he said even as well, he's like, listen, I can guard 1 through 5. He's like, it's definitely a challenge to guard guys that are smaller than me, but as long as I'm sitting down and moving my feet, I'm going to be able to do my thing on them. So I think it's possible. I would have to watch a little bit more tape on Jeremy Grant to really get a feel for like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely got the similar size. I just don't know if he's got the same foot speed as a guy like Jeremy Grant does.
Right.
So that's my only thing with it when it comes to like staying in front of guards all the time, like Jeremy Grant's been able to do. But like passing lane wise and like getting out and running by himself, he's been pretty good at. So how's the game looking? Because I don't even have it on yet.
Roller coaster, man.
Really?
Yep.
Sloppy ending. But they were.
Yeah.
Are we winning?
Yeah. We're about to roll the post game in a second.
Right.
But the Houston Rockets started out firing on all cylinders, like 4 of 6 from 3. Then Doc went to a 2-3 zone for like a quarter and a half to end the half.
Yeah.
And went on a terrific run. And then it really was all Houston. Like the Sixers were up like 20 plus for a good chunk of this game. And then Houston just really kind of you kind of saw the Sixers go in like Jim Schwartz sticks defense mode. the Houston Rockets just went on a run.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Oh man.
Let's move on to our post game. Are you guys good?
Do you want me to join it? Because I didn't watch the game.
It's up to you, man. It's all good. Who cares? All right, guys. We'll see you in the post game.
All right.